what happened there. I was frozen in time. So I think I've got this adjusted here. We'll see if we can get some of these same people. Appreciate it for coming in. I don't know what happened there. Maybe they didn't. I don't know what was the conversation. Obviously, we were having a conversation about what was going on in my life. So I apologize to bog the channel down with that again. So we'll get back to some learning, get back to the gospel here, get back to, we'll see. We'll get some people back in here and we'll get the discussion. I've got this image of Hunga Tonga on the pic, the JPEG, whatever they call that, the thumbnail for the live. So we'll see if we can keep that as the topic, as the base topic, 129 pound, 14 ounce hailstones. So thank you again for joining the channel. If you're just coming in and haven't subscribed to the channel, please give it a thumbs up if you like the content. If you've been here before, ask around, talk to the people, comment in the chat. We'd like to keep it kind of tight when we do the live stream. So if you watch the rewatch of this, give it a thumbs up. If you like the content at any time, please do. That helps keep the channel going. And so again, I'm gonna see if we can get a couple more people back in here. That's there we go. All right, we got a couple. So let's have this discussion about this hail, guys. You know, hailstones. I believe with everything in my existence that I will be alive during the time to see all those things, you know, come to pass. So we didn't give no thanks to the Father. What's wrong with me? Well, thank you for the book of Revelation. How about that? Thank you for John sending him to the island of Patmos to the gold mines and visiting him as an angel, as a messenger, and giving him that book. Here we are in that book, living that literal living revelation. Living revelation. Most people don't know it, but they're living revelation, whether they like it or not. We're already in the new age. 2,600 years of deception, celestial deception. Hallelujah. But it's not hidden if you know where to find. If you have celestial eyes, if you remove the scales from your eyes, you'll have a seeing eye, and you'll have an ear. Won't fall on deaf ears. You'll have an ear to hear. So celestial markers. People better look up. It's pretty soon. I think that vapor, water, 146 gigarams of ocean that hit our stratosphere. I have an image of Hunga Tonga on the on the whatever the description. Never shows up when I see it on my stream. I always just see my ugly face. Or else she would stop doing that and put the cover on there. It always asks me to pick a. Do you guys see that when you come in on the live? How's that work? You know, I pick a cover picture, and I have right now the image of Hunga Tonga hitting that 180,000 degree mark. If you look, that's above the cloud lot. You know, the clouds, and yeah, frozen in our upper atmosphere, just sitting there like an on-hold freezer. So for on-hold freezer, you ever an on-hold freezer? Didn't Eazy-E say something about that? Eazy-E? And what a Snoop Dogg, what a sellout that guy is, by the way. Look at all those Roman games. Look at him show his face out there. Don't like Snoop Dogg, so. But remember, Eazy-E said an on-hold freezer. I don't think that's what he said. You guys remember what he said, but that's what we got right now. We've got an on-hold freezer, 146 gigarams starting to ring out. So think about when I was telling you about this magnetosphere, putting this pressure, all this pressure on that part of our ionosphere, the stenosphere, the magnetosphere. Remember all those layers I keep talking about. It hit the stratosphere, the top. That's that mushroom looking cloud, because that hit the very top of our upper atmosphere. That's how high that water vapor gospel it lifted. It did. That's freaking higher than the Georgia pine tree, I'll tell you that. A lot higher, huh? Obviously. That's higher than a redwood. Shoo! Hit the top of the firmament, eh? Stratosphere is what it hit. So, brothers, sisters, I was talking about this information long before that event ever happened. I put out videos on this internet channel here on the tube, the Hollow Needle channel, right? The poker? No, the tube. And before this event ever happened in 2022. So the mechanics are there now. How long do you think in your lifetime you'll see 129-pound hail? You think you'll see that in your day? You think you'd be too old? Oh, that won't happen for 100 years, Tracy. It's already starting to ring out 2 years later. Think about that pressure that's already on our protective layer of our atmosphere, the magnetosphere. As it pushes that, it's going to push on that layer, brothers and sisters. Think about what I'm saying. If we have an event like that, boy, a lot of that could come down. And imagine if some of that came down, guys, it would turn into like a fireball. Yeah, you don't think it would collect all that particulate? I bet you it would look like a fireball. Maybe, huh? It was just a thought in my head. You know, there's a lot of particulate. Mr. Bend Over Harley Davidson's talking about the earth tilting, you know, the nova, the tilt. I already told you there might be some validity to the tilt because that's not spinning. But you're going to tell me the earth's going to spin and then tilt? So that's what I've seen the models or whatever, but it says it can't move from its foundation, so there will be a shaking. I know that of this earth, but not the, well, we'll see. Earthquakes in diverse places, right? Earth is already quaking. Volcanism is increasing. The velocity is here. The sun is excited. It's surpassing its expectations of the prediction of the minima, as David said, that as the last 3 solar cycles step down, you would think that this one would continue into the grand minima, but it hasn't. It's exceeded anybody's expectations, and it's still active, and we still have more time. So more time pressing on that atmosphere, as I told you. So, do you think you'll be alive to see 129-pound hail? Put it right now in the chat. Let's get a little participation from some of these other members here. Thanks for coming in, you guys, you regulars. How long will it take for that hail, that 146 gigarams? That's so much, man. That's 13 to 14% more moisture in all of our atmosphere. All of it. That was never even there. Never there. It was never there, brothers and sisters. See, that's what I was saying. I was talking about hail, doing videos on this internet channel, talking about hail before this ever happened. And now it's there. All the mechanics for 129-pound hail are there. I mean, that used to be a little hard to fathom, brothers and sisters. You know, serious. It was like, You know, the funny thing is, brothers and sisters, I believe that was done on, you know, a purpose. Yeah. I believe they pumped that. Do me, baby. Do me, baby. Think about what they did. Think about how much of effects that will have later. How much destruction that will cause. 30-pound hail balls. Just take the 100 and hold that and put to the side. Thank you. Brothers, sisters, I don't want to disclose names, but somebody gave me a $100 PayPal, and I appreciate it. I get a little fee to poop it in my, but hey, I'm like $250 closer. Thank you so much for that PayPal donation, guys. I do appreciate it. That is Such a blessing, man. It's hard to come up. $100 bill is not easy to come by. And I know once you get it and you break it, it's gone now. 100 is the new 20, man. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for coming in, Lovejoy. Appreciate your time. I can't get time back, so money, they'll print a bunch more, but time, they can't print no time. So thank you for joining us here. And figure out a hail plan. Find a place, a safe place where you get about 6 to 8 feet of dirt on top. I'm not talking about being 6 feet under like that, but you know what I mean? Find a place, you know what I'm saying? You break it, it's like gone. 20 used to last you a whole thing, a basket of real meat, real things like bread, to be like, baking soda, flour, real food. And then you get $15, $12, $15, 7, 8, 10, 12, bucks back, depending on how good you could shop. You can still take the kids to the movies, buy them some candy, buy them some poison, right? Buy them some of the, remember the little things that came in the toilet paper tube, little chocolates, guys? Maybe buy them some popcorn, still have some money in your pocket, $3 or $4. What's going on, man? Like I said, break that 100, gone. So thank you appreciate that, man. It's hard to come up with anything anymore. They're just printing them. Every time they print more, it makes the one in your pocket worth less, more, or worth less, right? No, not more, less. Or print more money, they'll make it better. No, it's not going to make anything better. It's going to make everything worse. Brothers, sisters, the debt has become unsustainable, right? We can't even service our own debt anymore in America. You can put a fork in this country economically. It's done. It's done. Start thinking about where you want to put the difference when they use this so much. You never did answer whether or not the use of a semi-trailer might mitigate heavy falling. No, I don't think a semi-trailer do anything for you, because they just have a little thin tin roof on it. You need to put 6 to 8 feet of earth above your head. 6 to 8 feet by my guesstimation, and you're still going to get rocked. It's going to be loud in there. It is what it is, man. I ain't tripping. I ain't going to, Yeah, but see, the funny thing is that debt's not going to go away. They need tires. Yeah, there you go, Gregory. And they do good, because if you get those, listen, that's where I've done it in mine. If you see my shelter, I put tires at all my splits, and anywhere I want to scatter. Because those have steel belted. That'll take that energy and scatter that energy. Because not only do you have to worry about hail, you're going to have to worry about lightning. And it's going to come from below, too. It's not just going to come from above. As is above, so is below. So it's the same. We know that. Anybody who's paid attention now know we've got lightning coming up out of the ground on a regular basis now. And I warned of that years ago as well. I keep sending these messages about what's going to happen because I'm not prophet. I don't have any kind of ability to see. I don't have a crystal ball that I'm hiding from you. I have what is called the scripture, brothers and sisters. It's going by the script. When it says there's going to be 129 pound hail balls, I do something about it. I do, because that's the word to everything to me in my life. That is everything. The word is everything to me. Are you living revelation? Are you living revelation? Please prepare for this time, brothers and sisters. So don't worry. Don't do a thing. And they try to, this old, God's got it, Well, my land payments didn't get paid, and I still did everything. God didn't have it. Thank you again for that $100 PayPal. I appreciate that. Oh, man. But anyway, so brothers, sisters, a plan is something that, takes execution to execute a plan. It takes thought, forethought, prognosko, to foreknowledge of what you need to prepare for. And he already told you what to prepare for in that book. Now, listen, I told you, I've been talking about hailstones for 10 years. 10 years. But Tracy, the word is the living and spiritual, so you must be living and spiritual. Yeah, but that's prophecy was all nailed to the nailed to the tree. People, there's no predictions of futures or rubbing on balls of glass and telling lies or fortunes. I know what the word, I know the cycles, the Kali Yuga, I know all these. The 13th month. I wonder why that the Father made me the Scorpizzo, born on the 13th day of the 9th month. There's 360-day calendar, brothers and sisters. If you go back to 360 days, you can unpervert almost everything in this wheel that they've done. As is above, so is below. The fire god battling the sun, the dark, the light every day, the whole yin-yang symbol, all this stuff I've been trying to explain to you. I told you I don't talk about so many things in here. People think I'm into some kind of astrology or something. I told you it's celestial geometry, okay? So this is a very important time to be. I already showed you on that wheel slices on the pie going around in circles. There is a variable, though. That's what people don't get. That's what I'm trying to tell you, that this is a variable time, special, very special. Overlap, hados, in the same narrow way. Same narrow way. See, not prophecy. Same narrow, same cycle. I'm not pay attention to cycles. I'm not prophetic. But I do understand what Gregory's saying. Prophet only means teacher, brothers and sisters. If you really look into the word, it's not, prophecy doesn't mean to predict future, to foresee, prophecy, to foresee of cycles that have happened to pass down things, the Magi, things, this. Daniel was a prophet because he knew that yugas. I don't want to talk about this in here. I need to stick with the gospel. He knew the yuga cycles, brothers and sisters. He knew 360 days, brothers and sisters. I've already tried to keep it very basic. Stop, like I said, if you go back to 360 days, it's 5784. He spoke of a time, like I said, should all come together. You'll know exactly what. I don't even need to say anything if you've already studied these things. We need to focus on this time and place and space that we're in right now, locked in between these two waters above and waters below. All these things will be revealed to us, brothers and sisters. Okay? If you have time or something and the Lord has blessed you with time instead of money, you could study those. I chose time. And so what would you rather have, time or money? Time or money. So I think that's where my life is going. I'm choosing time. I want my time back. I tried so hard to use my time to form community and do all that. Heck with it, man. Just need to do Tracy. I can still do everything I'm doing now with this channel. I can do all these things, but stop trying to build a community. There ain't nobody going to come. This ain't Field of Dreams. That's not biblical. I'm not building some kind of, community. I'm out here burying the word of God in the middle of the desert, possibly right at the foot of hell, at the entrance to the abyss, potentially physically. So, yeah, I won't go into it anymore. I won't start speaking of that because, like I said, I don't want it. It's a little hard for people to understand. There's a lot of studying, brothers and sisters, to truly not be deceived by this Kabbalah and all this. Like I said, it's just too much for this time. Just focus on Jesus Christ, brothers and sisters. Focus on the gospel. Focus on the fact that you must go through suffering no matter what. The only way to the Father is through with resistance. The only you're narrow. Celestially, I'm giving you a hint. Celestially, I'm giving you a hint. Hello, Theolobo. I've already told you. Put it up in front of your face. I can only tell you so much, brothers and sisters. The Father wants me to be quiet. He doesn't want me to tell all these things. He's already showed me that. Don't Speak. I will reveal all these things. I don't want all these people to know these things. That's why I stick to the gospel in here. Remember, I talk about a lot of other things, but I'm always going back to the gospel. Always about what would you, that's because that's the only way to get out of here. Stop worrying about all these other things that are outside of this time, space, and matter. Remember, it's mind over matter, mind over matter. Christ in you. Listen to that voice inside your head. The matter of the flesh is matter, don't matter. Hallelujah. We can talk about other things, brothers and sisters, but to me, it's always about Elijah. It's always about the lifting. It's always about the gospel. He said he would send Elijah. What do you know? So here we are, you know. Brooke Cherith, if you will, you know. So we all spend time set apart, brothers and sisters. You know, that's what this time is about, putting yourself away from this matter and space and focusing on things from above. Right? Cover's been lifted, brothers and sisters. The age has been declared. The firmament declared it, so they're not hiding it. You should find these things out in the open now. They had a cover over them, but that's people like myself and others now for decades have been pulling these lies off for you guys to make it a whole lot easier for your eyes to see, not because we made your eyes to see, because the scales that the Father has removed the scales and now you're in the age, but by the works of being able to prepare for a lot of years, blowing the horn, sounding the trumpet. Again, not prophecy, cycles, brothers, sisters. All these things are cyclical, and there comes some times where times are very special. And this third dimension is I'm telling you, I'm eternal, and this is the biggest test that you'll ever be put through, potentially in your eternal existence. They're like your proving grounds right here. We're going to see where your reward is, if you put it here on earth or you put it in heaven. You do the things of the world, you do the things of the Father. Yeah, it's that important. It doesn't, you know, you're not going to hide intentions from him. What the world didn't see, he knows. Oh, you got to get away with it, huh? Because, all the time the world sees. Most people are a bunch of actors. They have a mask on, wearing a face, and putting on a fronting. They do. They don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to talk about the things that are more important, like the gospel. Oh, come on, man. Get a church, man. This is a 7-day Sabbath. This is a 7-day gospel. It's a 7-day Christ if you want to ever see to be lifted like Lazarus from your dead body. Die daily, brothers and sisters, and be born from above, not again. Repentance is a walk. Salvation is a walk. Baptism is a walk. There's no one-day Jesus. That's the one-day Sunday fun day Jesus. Come on in, guys. Jesus loves everybody. Don't you know? Don't you know? God loves everybody. Oh, we're all just out here having us a celebration, telling lies, deception, deceiving ourselves. We're a bunch of idolaters in house made by hands. He warned us, brothers and sisters, you don't dwell on, he's inside of you. He's been with us. He's been reigning for 1,000 years with the church in the body, literally inside you. Not Jiminy Cricket, not conscious, Ruach HaKodesh, the age of accountability. He's always been in there. You just didn't know it because you didn't know you were doing wrong. Ooh, don't you wish you could go back to that? That's how he said you have to be if you want to see him. You must be innocent like a child to return to the Father. Meek. If you want to inherit this earth, you want to rule over this, reign over this place, time and space, after he burns it with fire, cleanses this earth. There'll be there'll be a lifting. Hallelujah. That's what the gospel's all about. It says to meet him in the sky. You going to go somewhere over your head? Is that what he means, in the sky? Is the sky, when he says meet him in the sky, does he mean somewhere over the top of your head? People don't know the gospel, brothers and sisters. It's unfortunate, and that's okay. His bride is very small. Most people are going to hell, and they don't like that. So don't shoot the messenger. Take it up. You just don't like his word if that offended you. Seriously. Take it up with God. Read the book of Matthew. Read the book of Luke. It's a straight gate. Very few are willing to narrow self. Die daily. Suffer. Long suffering, he said. No, they want the easy peasy, I sat down cotton candy Christmas Jeezy. The transgender sex biscuit cracker Jeezy. Yeah, the one born in a manger. Blasphemy. Jeezy. Anyways, brothers and sisters, I thank you for coming in. Remember, there's 2 Jesuses in the Bible. And oh, he just called it the Bible. I don't call it the Bible very often, do I? I just don't like the word. It sounds religious to me. So it's just preference. It's vernacular, man. Sometimes you got to like, this administration and the last administration, you'll have a whole lot easier than saying Donald Trump or Joe Biden. Yeah, say the last administration. See how different that sounds? Vernacular is everything. Oh, no, you're on the Krispy Kremes. Terrible. Oh, boys. Those things are so good. You shouldn't eat them. Oh, just eat one or something. Don't eat a bunch of those things. Those are freaking poison, but they're really good poison. Oh, man. Haven't had one of those in a lot of years. So I'm not very happy. Were those one of the companies that are like, yeah, come take the jab or show us your Jabadooski certificate and we'll give you a free donut? Did they do that? I rebuke freaking the cream. Brothers, sisters, remember the laws of Father Nature, the gospel. No fire tonight. I'm not. You're going to eat 127 glazed crispy. You might. Oh, man. You're going to get freaking. You're going to get diabetes if you didn't have diabetes. If you ate 127 glazed Krispy Kreme donuts, you would get probably automatic diabetes. Remember the whole free donut if you get a jab? You guys, the anxiety got that. Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, awesome. Seriously, remember the whole thing? What was all the stuff they diabetes rock? No, diabetes is not fun, man. Buy 120, get 7 free. Oh, man, I used to sell Krispy Kreme donuts, man. Please do not remind me. All right, I'm not going to talk about it. Just don't talk about it, Tracy. Okay, I'm not talking about it. So anyways. Okay, moving on. Elijah, Lazarus, Christ, enslaved in darkness, predestination, the gospel. It's always about being in this dark and being lifted. You can, yeah. What do they give you? What was the freebies for the jab? Remember? They gave us a whole bunch of stuff they were offering people. No, I don't know donuts or diabetes. What? Huh? Pay to? Is that pay to file or pay to ribbon? Is that what you mean? So, anyways, let's get back on subject, guys. I'm just playing with people. It's whatever, this Krispy Kreme freaking poison, yummy donuts. Don't eat. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, I know a file when I see one, like a rank or a file or a ribbon. Disgusting swine. Muslim. Oh. What? I thought porks didn't eat Muslim. Yes, get the Whack the Nation at Chick-fil-A. You'll give you some free chicken fillet if you get the Whack the Nation. Remember the whole. And the funny thing is, nobody got the Whack the Nation. Remember, they got a mRNA greatest operation gene therapy in warp speed. Remember, Operation. Yeah, remember the protein spike mimicker gene therapy. Tap into your mRNA, your DNA, your protein, and make it produce the spike mimicker, the Wuhan strain. All the jabs, the boosts were all the same thing. Everybody thought they were getting a selection, just like they think they're getting a selected pretended, but it was already pre-selected. Remember, it had to be cold at first, remember? Because they pre-selected to make sure the doctors didn't get the jabs. Well, you give all the doctors and whack all the doctors, then they'll have nobody give the jabadooskies, and if they all start dying, they'll figure it out. See how that works? Remember why it was cold at first? I've done, well, it's just, I know what chain of command is. I'm a prior law enforcement officer. You have to keep, yeah. Wasn't that a good scam? Because after a while, it wasn't cold anymore, huh? Nobody cared. Yeah. All right, moving on. Let's not talk about the Whack the Nation. And nobody got the Whack the Nation. It was the greatest Operation Warp Speed, #1 selling product ever in the history of mankind, brought to you by the king of the jab, the same man that dropped 3 steel buildings with 2 airplanes. That's right. Who's holding the Tesla tech so he can think they can get out of here. Yeah. They think the iron is going to, brothers, sisters, they think the iron's going to cleave with the clay and they're going to get out of here with that CERN machine and Christ's going to come back with a key. I already see it. They're foolish. He says every jot and every tittle will come to pass. And so everything it says, but there's, yeah, that's some pretty whack stuff you're talking about right there, Tracy. It says the sky will roll back like a scroll. I don't want to hear it. You don't have any idea. You ain't reading the book. Sorry if you don't understand. Hailstones, all these places, all these things. And then, it's going to open her up, top and bottom, like a vacuum, huh? Clean this place out. Then they think they're going to go. You ever thought about that? No, I know you don't think about nothing like that, do you? You're out of your mind. Hey, that was a little woo-woo. Seriously. Why do you think they made their concentrate? No need to concern. Don't be concerned. The CERN machine. Do you know how many CERN machines are on this rock that just one in Switzerland? Swiss, Mr. Werner. Oh, that's what I am. Darn it, huh? Evil time man with the banksters. That's what's wrong with maybe that's why I suffer, because my blood is from the bank and do evil things. Nothing good. Famous, evil, and banksters, and I myself was a Scorpizzo, so careful the false prophet. Born on the 13th. Is that lucky? There's no such thing as luck. Is that bad? 13, like months or cycles? All right, don't start talking about that again, Tracy. You're talking to yourself now. All right, hey, I should read something. What do we got in here? I said I'm going down front sound, freedom movie, and translated the Spanish for her today because she acts like everyone is her friend. Huh. Well, so what is your hail plan? How many pound hail can you survive? And will the hail plan, what the hell are you doing? Like hail? Like HAIL, about the hail that is to come upon this earth. It says it's going to come upon the earth, right? That means you, the land too, but definitely it's going to get you. Oh, hey, thank you so much, Lady in Red. Much appreciated. You guys give, if you could, thank you, Lady in Red. She spends a lot of time here moderating. Appreciated. I had a crazy day today. I've been feeling awful strange, but I know what it is. Just a little nervous about the date that's coming up because I don't foresee. Normally have something in the way, that stone that I told you. So, but take it easy. Drink water. Make sure you drink water. Lots of water, please. Keep yourself hydrated. Lots of filtered water. And yes, rest is good. If you're not feeling good, the body does what it needs to do when it lays down too. So, and make sure you're getting sun. The next time the sun is shining, make sure you're out in the sun. Okay? If you can get out tomorrow, get out and get some sunshine. If you can get any sunshine today, sun's good for you. Need to get those vitamins. This winter's going to come, and you need to stock up like oil, extra oil. Make sure you get some sunlight in you. Yes, thank you. This is our OG moderator. Been around for a long time. Thank you so much. Always appreciate. She keeps it tight in here, guys, and she feeds the trolls. So, better not. Yeah, don't eat 127 Krispy Kreme donuts. You'll probably want the jab by then, so you can get out of here. Oh boy. Anyways, so do you have any idea on how many pound hailstone you could survive right now? How many pound hailstone can your roof take right now? Do you have a safe place to get away from 50-pound hail? 30-pound hail would be probably pretty hard to handle, I imagine. 127-pound hail. You're going to take 127 pound crispy poopy pop ball, hail ball, or whatever. You need to be careful there. Oh man. So yeah, the zoo that's in here, huh, Greg? We have quite the zoo in here at times, huh? Oh my gosh, freaking babbling ape. Get to the point, would you? So anyways, how about out of sight, out of mind? Out of sight, out of mind, guys. Please make a plan to be in the world, but be not of it. What do you think he's trying to tell you? He's trying to tell you to, I may not even with it. See what I'm saying? How many pound hail could your roof look up above your head? How many pound hail do you think it'd be for the free fall speed? Hear me out, brothers and sisters. This is going to happen. You're not going to run away from this. This will happen. I believe this could happen in the next few years. It could happen potentially before this 1024 event. Something's going to push hard on this atmosphere. Could drop a lot of that out of there. It says the heavens and the earth will be shaken, but that's not literally the heavens are not anywhere over above your head. And the earth isn't this rock. So, but anyways, anyone have any idea how many pound hail? 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 40 pounds? You think your roof, what do you have, laminate? Who's got a tin roof? You probably have a lot better chance of putting hail not going through your tin. Will go right through that too if it's big enough, but probably then composite. What do you think it would hold? How many pound hail would a roof hold right now? You think you hold 125 pound hail? Carl, you got 125 pound hail plan? You must be underground. I think Carl lives underground. Uh-oh. Carl must be listening to the word. Be in the world, but be not of it. Get down under the ground. So how many pounds do you think the average home could take with a composite roof, 3-tab, laminate, 50-year laminate? Anybody ever done roofing? You got what, CDX, whatever you're putting down for your base, for your plywood? That's a lot of different, variables in that now, but you got poop paper, you got your red tar, or you got your black tar paper, right? Go old school with that, right? Whatever. Probably that Tyvek could hold a little, probably that kind of, some of that house wrap stuff. I don't know if that, because they put that stuff on roofs now, with some, 50-year laminate, maybe some 3-tab. 3-tab ain't gonna hold with laminate wood, obviously, because that's a lot thicker. 50-year laminate, right? like some Owens Coring, something like that. How many pounds with that tar paper? So, you don't have, you got what? How many pound hail ball before it starts coming through your roof? And now you got hail balls on your head. You think a 20-pound hail ball? You got metal shingles. Nice. Outstanding. I think metal will fit a lot better, guys. But I do think most people are going to end up losing, it's going to be blunt force trauma to the head. You know what that means? Not, So it's got to be talked about, guys. Sooner or later, you're going to have to make a plan for this. If you don't make a plan for this, that's going to be your demise. Blunt force trauma to the head. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell yeah. Stone world. Yep. You'd be turned to stone, not like table salt, a pillar of salt. We're literally like, dude, look at that guy. He's stoned. Oh, look around. Everybody's stoned. Holy crap. I know they made cannabis legal everywhere, right? That's not cannabis, brothers, sisters. They're giving you some other kind of auto flower space rock. You better not be going to no dispensaries. You better be using and growing it from seed and grow your own medicine. Don't go to those dispensaries. That's all those oils and glycols. Oh, that's not medicine. I know I'm a medicinal cannabis grower. That is not cannabis. That's some other auto flower. And that's not. Seriously, stay away from those dispensaries. They're not good. Not good, brothers, sisters. El natural, man. Don't put no chemicals on that stuff. So, but anyways, that's not the same kind of stone we're talking about, right? I'm stoned and I'm stoned and I'm stoned to the ground and I'll huff and I'll puff and all. Yeah. Smash this house from above. I know it's getting overwhelming. It sucks because that's just ruined the cannabis industry. Sucks. I know I'm a medicinal grower and it just sucks because there's no, you should have saved your seeds. That's why I told everybody, you should have saved your seeds. Been telling everybody forever, you better save your damn seeds. You better know how to get access to good feminized seeds. You better learn how to grow it from seeds. Stop cloning everything. I'm not saying that you can't clone things, but you should bring it back to its, every 3 generations or so, bring it back to seed itself, and it'll always, anyways, won't get off on that subject. It just sucks that people have thinking they're going there to get medicine, but they're not. They're getting some, that stuff's like, they turn it into a drug, and cannabis is not a drug because cannabis has never killed anybody, but they've changed the whole, like I said, they're genetically modified pot. There you go. You smoke some of that genetically modified crap, go ahead. Go ahead. That's all that they have there. I don't want any genetically modified medicine. I can get that from the big farm guy. Cool. Outstanding. Yeah, I don't know. I know right now, Donald, all I want right now is to get free of just to have the ability to be able to leave. I think I could probably, again, and I know I probably won't be able to go too many, so finally just said Instagram. Yeah, I'm having issues with my email too. I guess people were sending email yesterday about buying the land. I put my cabin up for sale today. I couldn't believe I did, guys. Well, what do you do? I need to pay the land payments. I'm like, hey, maybe somebody, hey, I'll say I want that thing. I'll give you a down payment on it today or something. I thought I had tried to. So, but I decided I'm gonna sell it. If somebody wants to buy it, I will sell it. I'd have to rent it like 300 times or so. I put it up for $33,000. So, I don't want to, but I have everything for sale. Everything's for sale here. Everything is for sale except for this land. And you can't sell anything that's on the land. Like here, like this cabin's not going anywhere. That cabin's on this property, but it can be moved. I made it so it can be. They're responsible. I had somebody offer me a 2007. Yeah, thanks for coming in. Stay off them Krispy Kremes. Terrible. Don't be eating Hunnel Krispy Kremes. You'd be on the diabetes sick. Moderation, brothers, sisters, all things in moderation. You'd be all right. If you need to even use a little bit of that disgusting medicine they have, that's not medicine that they have those dispensaries. You should be very careful about that stuff too, guys. Supposed to have that thing was supposed to be so that people get access to medicine, and that's not what it is anymore. So I don't think the Most High be very happy about that. I mean, if anybody knew about good cannabis to be the Most High, why do you think you have cannabinoids in your system? You produce the same thing that plant makes. Why do you think that is? Hello? Is there anybody out there? Make America skinny again. You guys ever take a look at a picture of the people at the beach in the 70s or in the 80s? Nobody's overweight. Seriously, I know you've seen some of those guys. Some of these pictures, you take a picture of people in the 70s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and the 80s, all that, they're not one heavy overweight person at the beach. You throw a look at everybody's cut. Eat this crap, guys. People they didn't have dispensaries. They smoked homegrown back then. Couldn't go to no dispensary. They didn't eat genetically modified everything. Corn syrup wasn't a thing. Yeah. Make America, America's done. There's no more America. As soon as you figure that out, you look, I have a right to speak up. I'm a United States Army veteran. You can't shut me up. I have an honorable discharge, so don't even go there. This country's done. Put a fork in it. They're already put 30 million plus people, not even from this country, in this country, and are paying them. And there's dead children dying tonight on the streets. Tonight. Women and children are dying tonight on the streets, and these people are getting paid, and they don't even have citizenship in this country. So there's a domestic enemy on the homeland. It's called anybody who supports this government. Anybody who supports this system any longer is part of the problem. You need to create your own system, become self-reliant, become your own power company. Do something like that. I was a poor man. This is probably one of those poor systems. My turbine got blow off the day by, I think, directed energy or something. We don't even know. It was here during the live stream. You should have watched it. No, we didn't have wind, nothing like that. The whole thing just completely crazy. But anyways, the solar's still working. Become independent of the system. Become your own power company. Become your own boss. Get a little chunk of land and start with something small. What would you rather live, in a big old house, a little tiny parcel in a big old house, or would you live on a big old parcel, little old house, and you can build maybe another? So yeah, I'm selling the cabin. So get out of the system, check out, become independent, leave one foot in the system until the system collapses. Never check out of the system completely. No, you should always don't get so far away from the system that you can't still use the system. That way, when the system collapses, everybody else, boom, they're screwed. Now you're just your own. You're like, it's just another day out here at the farm. I think more like the Amish, right? If the power went out, would the Amish freak out? No, it's just another day at the farm, right? There you go. There you go. Even if it's only 1 gram, we can eat them brownies. Oh, brownies. Oh, no. I eat gummies. I only have 1 gummy. I still haven't eaten my gummy, guys. I still haven't eaten my gummy. Oh, man, these are so yummy. Oh man, I've been saving this for when I just can't. Oh my goodness. This is like the best gummy on the planet. Oh man. Pineapple and cannabis. There's proof that there's a God right there. Yep. No, I believe for sure, right? Could never ever. How could you not believe in the Most High? Cannabis and pineapple. Oh, I wish I had another one of those. I would take one tonight. I am freaking pretty sore. My hands are hurting me pretty bad from doing concrete. My back has been sciatic for days. But I'm still here and I'm still chugging along. All right, so nobody answered me. You guys still haven't answered me about, pardon me, how many pound hell balls could your roof handle right now? Because I don't think if you had 6 feet on top of your roof, you'd still have issues. Dirt. You might, well, no, because you'd be inside the house. That'd make the house collapse. You need to get somewhere where it's not going to collapse on you. Find a solid place with 6 feet of earth above your head to probably survive 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 pound hail balls. And it's going to happen, brothers and sisters. They pumped 146 gigaram of moisture in our atmosphere. If you notice, this is part of the cycle anyways, the greening of the deserts. It's already starting to happen. Honga Tonga is already starting to ring out. They got that Renaissance Dam, you know what I'm saying? Renaissance Dam that's filled up and was supposed to fill up in like 10 years with the shifting of the monsoons. It's already full. One of the driest places on this earth. They built a hydroelectric dam. What the hell is going on with that? How do they know? What do they know? They know what I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, too. They know about these cycles. I'm pretty certain why they pumped 146 gigarams in the atmosphere. They knew what they were doing. They did it, as far as I'm concerned. That wasn't a natural event. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Let's get you. So, it's real, guys. This is a real thing that you might want to think of. Start spending some kind of time thinking about what you might do. I believe that this will happen within the next couple years, if not much sooner. Something's going to push on that atmosphere. It's going to cause that stuff. It's frozen right now, brothers and sisters. Frozen. Because it's that cold in the layer. It's frozen up there. You might want to look in, guys. Ionosphere just collapsed, guys. Our ionosphere, a layer of our atmosphere, brothers and sisters, a portion of our ionosphere collapsed. Now they said, oh, hey, there's a charge between our ionosphere and the troposphere. They just admitted, the Tesla tech, brothers and sisters, that yes, that Tesla was messing. He said, I can grab energy right out of the ether, out of the air. They just admitted it, brothers and sisters. Whether you understand what's happening or not, they're trying to explain to you there are changes that are happening in our atmosphere. Try to remember, most of these people won't pay attention. We are a left and a right brain hemisphere body people. We all have a left and right both. I don't think most people use much of their brain at all. They believe in that thing. Oh, you can only use this much of your brain. You're an idiot. You're an unlearned. You can learn. That's for the layman. Anyways, brothers and sisters, being that we have a duality, a left and a right hemisphere in our brain, these changes in the magnetics, the electromagnetics that are happening in our atmosphere are already changing. I already feel changes in myself. I go back and look at some of my videos, irregardless of what's going on in my life. I just see a difference in. I know it is. I already told my son. I told you 20 years ago. I told him about this exact time that's happening right now. I knew it was happening 20 years ago. I told my son of this time because I read scripture, brothers and sisters. I was reading it to him. We were going over it together. And now we're right here. So, if you look at what all the elite are doing right now, what are they doing? What Mark Zuckerberg doing? What's Elon Musk doing? Oh, hey, he just invested in a boring company. I thought that was the Rocket Man. Mr. Phallic Man, send phallics to space, right? Space farce. You mean upper, and then they curved, right? They say if that happens, something's wrong. But anyways, Tango, stop. So, I don't know. This is going to happen, man, because there's already too many changes that are happening on all of these celestial bodies up there. You know, like same thing happened with Pluto, right? The atmosphere on that star collapsed. Venus, the whole solar, the whole storm system, like we get all our storms that come out of Africa and they come over here, like we would just have that hurricane. That mean like all the hurricanes would start in Florida and go over to Africa. All these things, there's visual changes in all of this, of the different celestial bodies up there, physical changes that you can see with your own eyes, top and bottom, lightning come out, auroras, Mars lit up. They supposedly didn't even have an atmosphere, and the ground starts glowing, lighting up, meaning it has an electrical charge. It has some kind of atmosphere. This is getting quite interesting, brothers and sisters, if you've been paying attention. That happened back in 2019. That's why I knew it was coming. Part of the reset, this part of our star out, last night, whatever. Let's not go there with this galaxy now. I just don't feel like trying to explain people about space right now, space farce. But either way, brothers and sisters, there are visual effects that have happened on every one of these celestial bodies. Right now, you can visually take and go find your science book from high school and get a telescope and look at these. They don't look the same. And you tell me everything's the same here? It's not. There's already changes. So I want you to know there's no more America. You're living during a time all countries collapse eventually and fall on themselves. This is the same exact thing that happened during Rome. This doesn't feel like Sodom and Gomorrah to you? They read to our freaking children in libraries dressed up as, bad man with the face paint, with painted faces. That doesn't feel, genetically modifying the living snot out of everything. Food, seeds, animals. They were doing this at the time before. This is exactly what was happening, brothers and sisters. You should pay attention to the word of God, and this should be obvious what is going on around you. Where can you find any truth? Is it on television? Is it in music? Is it in schools? Do they teach the children truths in school? Do we sit around and all hang out and real talk about truth? Or we just put on a bunch of actors, a big show? Everybody's nice, don't want to rock the boat. That's how this got this far, just so you know. Silent majority. Yeah, they tried to stir up America. Oh, well, 81 million people voted for Donald Trump. We'll put in Joe Biden. That'll piss them off. That'll get them to fight with each other. We want a revolution. Be easier to deal. Let's start whacking each other, right? Oh, heck it. Well, we'll just whack the nation. We got a patent for that. We'll make money on it, right? All right, guys, everybody ready to play poker? All right, here's the game. All right, everybody roll up your sleever. Go, yeah, you get a scratch and sniff. Oh, wait, I can't smell anything. Sticker, right? All your clot shot. Oh, never mind. Yeah, it's just part of it. It's just part of the cycle. That's our ego. Thank you, anxiety. This is just part. It's easy. Listen, the promise of the rainbow, I already explained, anxiety, that there's no way he could use water this time. 6,000 years ago, we didn't have cesium-137. We didn't have vinyl chloride. We didn't have the BP, the oil spill, the BP oil spill, all these toxins, almost 3,000 nuclear ordinances already lit off on this earth. There's so much we've destroyed this earth. He has to use fire this time, pumping all those toxins in, fracking. Oh, the fire will be from above and below, brothers and sisters. I wanted to explain that. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. Brothers and sisters, trust you, me. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Fire, lightning out up your butt. You worry about some little snake coming up and tickling you, biting you in your little whatever region you have hanging down, if whatever. Yeah, lightning coming right up, bottom out from underneath the ground, guys. So you better expect fire to come out from under the ground too. Because the judgments this time is the promise of the rainbows. He would never flood this earth again. Completely. This time he'd use fire, but he will use water judgments. He'll use man, beast. His biggest judgment, his biggest weapon is the sun. Electricity, brothers and sisters. Men's hearts will fail them for what has come upon this earth. It's because of when those things make those electrical discharges that make and shape this earth that you see around you. Not rivers, erosion, stuff that you're going to tell me it's global warming now, right? These are not rivers, brothers and sisters. These are electrical discharges on this earth when our earth electrically discharges with our atmosphere. Notice a river, right? And a tree branch, right? And lightning, right? Take the path of least resistance, water, lightning, hello? Like laying a hand over a glove. That's what these things, there are scars off of our coastlines. Scars off our coastlines, brothers and sisters. Where this earth, where's all the dirt from the Grand Canyon? What do you think the Grand Canyon? That's an electrical discharge, brothers and sisters. You're going to be here to see these things if you're lucky enough. So, there'll be magnetics. A lot of these things that are lifted up, plateaus, all this earth. Yeah. Whoa, those look like they were. That's not erosion. That's not erosion. He's going to open up the sky. It's going to roll back like a scroll, brothers and sisters. The pit's going to open up, and that pit is not in just one location. Just so you know, he's trying to tell you the smoke arise. Hope you see what is about to, yeah. These are just part of this plagues, brothers. It's just part of this book. See, again, I'm not a prophet. I've studied this for decades. I can't get enough of this time because I know it's about to happen. It's a beautiful time to be here, to be a witness. You're going to see lightning come right up out of the ground when you probably have never seen that. You don't physically see it. It's already that way, but there's being a change. Remember I said left brain, right brain, hemisphere, magnetically, electromagnetics, anti-gravitics, electrogravitics. They're already starting to signal the changes, brothers and sisters, of what is to come. They know this. They're riding this cycle, a wave frequency, millimeter waves, gigahertz. It's all right, guys. It's not meant for everybody. I know. I have to remember a lot of the times most people are very simple people. They don't have time to study these things, and it's okay. You know, you don't need to know most of these things, but the more prepared you are for these things, you know, the easier this will be to, you know, I'm not ever trying to escape my death. I don't even want to be here. I've already far succeeded anything that I could have ever accomplished in this life, in this flesh. Far. And so I'm only here because the Father keeps me here. I don't want to be here personally. But he keeps me here so that I can keep declaring these things that I've, you know, studied and uses me as his vessel. And he pushes me. He's the commander of the ship. And I'm just here being steered around and get up daily. And all I do is talk to him and think about him all the time and know that there's all these things. I really wish the people would get ready because it's like, it's a long race. The marathon to endure to the end is an endure. He didn't say it's a short jaunt. It's an endure to the end to be saved. So we have to endure no matter what the suffering that we must go through. We have to. It's just part of it. There's no matter what the cause, no matter the mind over matter. Listen to him like Noah, over matter, over dirt, over dust. Just do what you're told. Be girded in his service. That's what he said. Maranatha, until I return. Shiloh, I will burn this place with fire. Then I'll return. I'll lift you up. You'll be with me in my Father's house. It's a house of many rooms. I'll tarry like a bride. I made a contract. I divorced my bride because she cheated on me. I called her a whore. Called her out on the law. In front of the whole world, I called her out as a whore because she cheated on my agape. Went after Baal gods in the sky, and self. Made up her own rules. Just like today's nation. Didn't this feel exactly like the word of God again? Well, why are we seeing these same celestial markers as the time of Christ when the temple was destroyed? 70 AD. this celestial geometry that I'm telling you about is what 3 days of darkness. They talk about the 3 days of darkness in scripture, brothers and sisters. In 79 AD, Vesuvius went off. Pompeii was covered in ash. This place, this whole place, realm that we went dark for 3 days. Feeling a little awful familiar to me. Maybe it's because I'm eternal and I know I've been here before. I don't have any memory of my past, but I know that for sure this ain't my first rodeo. Hello. Here we go around in circles. Hello, cowboy. You better be able to get on your horse. You get bucked off, you better be able to get up, dust your britches off. Seriously, get back on your horse and ride. We have a long ride to go, brothers and sisters. And some of us, it's like David said, it's like we're getting ready because we must have done this before in the past. He said that. He said he thought that some of the civilization, he says, you notice only people hanging out right now are doing this or getting prepared. Maybe the people, maybe we were the ones in the past that did the same things. And that's why we're still here. And things are still here because some of us did this in the past. There's plenty of proof, brothers and sisters. There's chasms all over this earth, underneath the ground. Cities, major underground. People knew of this cycle and got away from these things that were about to come upon this earth. It's in his word, but people don't want to listen to me, and that's fine. Yeah, we do. This is the beginning of SARS. This is just the beginning as far as I'm concerned. We're just starting to see is what is the earth is called to go through birthing pains. And when it goes through pains, it's like a woman in travail and labor. It gets more intense with every wave. And that's part of this cycle that I've been telling you about, this tidal shift, the same thing. The lifting of the tides, everything in the lines, brothers and sisters. Everything I've ever told you, everything I've ever studied for the last 30 plus years aligns to these days. This is the most amazing time to ever. I'm glad that he kept me here because I got to see the past even in age and I didn't cop out and do what most veterans do and go get the gun and blow my head off because I don't like being here. This world is not, I don't like being that I'm a veteran. I don't like things that I did. And I thought I did these things so these people could be free, and or not free, but, have rights. But people's rights has just been eroded. And there's a reason why 22 veterans, do that every day and say, oh, I'm not doing this anymore. A lot of it's because people won't stand up, brothers and sisters. You people out there, in the world that just shut up, you understand, and be quiet. You know what I'm saying? We need to speak up. That's what he spoke through Paul. He said in Ephesians 5, brothers and sisters, be not partakers of their unfruitful works of darkness. Spiritual wickedness in high places, the rulers of the darkness of this world, brothers and sisters, the rulers of the darkness do not partake in their unfruitful works of darkness. Put that light that he gave you. Don't hide it in a basket. He told you that to have it burning bright. Have your lamps trimmed. Nobody knows that they are, but burning bright. He never said to hide it. He said to let it shine. Put it up on top of the house, the body, the church, and let it shine, brothers and sisters, not to rise or shine above others. That's a pride. I'm not talking about pride. I'm talking about the light that he gave you. He puts it in all of us if you seek, brothers and sisters. For those that seek it, it's not written on all of our hearts, obviously, because he creates vessels of wrath, fitted for destruction from the foundation of the world. They're darkness. They're going to go to the place of no knowledge. But those he chose, he writes that on our hearts. It was written on stone, brothers and sisters, pounded out, the law, the literal law, the tablets, the flesh. It was in a house made by hands. It was the law. It was physical law, physical temple. But that was fulfilled, and he destroyed all of that. We're not under that. And that's the hard part about being in this flesh, is he tells us not to wrestle against that. That is that law that we continue to put ourselves under. We don't need to. We need to have faith. Faith is what's going to get us there. Faith, like Daniel, undying. No weapon formed against you will prosper. No fiery darts will penetrate that armor. If you were like Daniel, nothing would, right? The lions didn't touch him. Why? Do you think that maybe the Most High had anything to do with that? Do you think if they threw you in there, the common man, I guarantee it'd have been eaten like, hallelujah for Daniel. Daniel the prophet. Hell, yeah, man. Daniel was amazing. He could foresee. He knew these things too, brothers. What I'm telling you about the. Well, no, I'm not saying it's got to happen. I can't make it happen, Donald. I can't. Right now, I'm not trying to do anything but continue to build this ark in this hell shelter. Shelter. No, hell shelter. Sun shelter, plasma shelter. My hands, my back, my body is hurting bad right now. I want to eat that gummy so bad. So I got to do this, and then I can, like I said, this land's not going anywhere. I'd let somebody have more land. I'd let somebody live on our land if they didn't want to be here or something. I'd figure something out, but I don't, I can't be responsible for anybody. I need somebody to be self-sufficient, like David said. Were you here earlier? 5 minutes. Just, oh man, I can't, I'm tired. No, man, I need somebody after 2 hours, Okay, now they're going to take a break because hard times are coming. So I haven't. God just didn't want it for me. I'm just not going to put any time into it. I need, God will provide, so to speak. I've already put everything I could possibly do in the world to make it happen. I'm serious. I don't know what else I can do. I don't know anything else I can do other than now just like faith, like we're just speaking of, have faith, it'll provide. And like that was awesome when David said that, because I need people with skill set, people who are really ready, prepare for what is to come, thinking about what it is that these are hard times that are coming. Food should be your major, thing in the world. Sort of the earthly things is that you need food, and I want to feed people. You know what I'm saying? I want to feed people, guys. If Father throws me in hell for feeding the foolish virgins and giving them extra oil, well, then I'm going to take it up with the Father then, okay? Why did you give them extra oil? Well, I told you to tell them no. Remember, there's a time and a place for everything. But brother, sister, I think more of Christ when he broke bread and there was fish and there was abundance. And there was more fish left over. I know how I feel in all of my heart. I know how he did that, because he provides at the right time and place, brothers, sisters. He puts up that store. Like in his house that he said, put up extra oil. I want Maranatha, when I return, I want to find your lamps trimmed, but I want it like the wise virgins who had that. I'm okay with feeding the foolish virgins. People are foolish, brothers, sisters. That's my problem. I don't handle my own business. It's been since I was a child, and I'm spending way too much of my time worrying about everybody else. That's what they told me, and told me to stop doing that since I was young, 15, 16, 17. I couldn't take it anymore. I said, I'm going to go join the military. You can't tell me I can't help people. I can't save the world. You're not going to change me. Now I'm going to go make a contract with the devil, Uncle Sam, and go learn to be a trained killer and serve my country, right? Ha ha, all that nonsense stupidity that I did when I was young and an idiot. Pants, don't just sit there. You're right in the middle like a toll booth. Get up here or something. You want to come up here? Get up there. Sorry, the dog doesn't want to knock down. Yeah, everybody's got a skill set, guys, most people, but the skill sets of the future are going to be things like people who can grow food, people who can track, people who can go out into the wild, go, forage, agrarian type people, all these things, people who know how to skin a buck, without cutting the piss sack, run a trout line, there's a lot of people who are, maybe somebody who's medically trained, can do some first aid, CPR, knows how to do, basic, a lot of skill sets, brothers, sisters, are very valuable, and people don't think that they're valuable, but they are. The more of those skill sets that you have, the more valuable you become. I try to tell people, make yourself so valuable that nobody wants to kill you. Well, no, we don't want to kill him. He's worth it. We're going to pick her. That old lady right there, that's who I want over all you little young whippersnappers, right? I'll take that old lady because she knows how to can and pickle and she rinses the tinfoil. She don't waste anything. She knows. Yeah, she's way more valuable than you young ones. Everybody's got a skill set, brothers, sisters. But hold on, I gotta let Mama Kitty in her cave there. Oh my goodness. So try to get your skill set up is what I'm trying to explain to you. Try to get your skill set up, because if you have everything taken from you, then what are you worth? Oh, I got the deepest bunker in the world and it's all air ventilated and I got charcoal filters and I got long-term food storage. I got all this protein and I got a billion and one ammunitions and ways to, and all this other, you know, and whatever, right? Seed vaults. You're the biggest prepper. I got ham radios. I got all of it. Walkie-talkie. I got everything, you know. Then somebody comes and takes everything from you. You don't think that could happen? You ain't going to get run over? Are you ready for these Venezuelan gangs? You know what I'm saying? To come take all your stuff? They probably are if you're anywhere near a city. I would plan on the cities defending very well much longer. There's already, I already told you guys, 30 to 50 million. This is your time to exit the cities, guys. I'm not telling you that there was ever a time. It was yesterday. Not today. You missed the opportunity. The boat passed you by. Oh, wait, maybe there might be one of those other boats, like that non-biblical thing that they say, I sent you another boat. You didn't go, no, Jesus is going to save me. Loins, he said, girded in my service, brothers and sisters, believing in him. That's a verb. It's an action word. You better believe in him, not a thought in your head. You better put some legs on those faith. Yeah, belief is a verb, faith is a noun. So he never said you can stand around and do nothing. Remember? Be in it, but be not of it. How do you think you accomplish that? Endure to the end. You think that sounds like you can just stand there? It's a race, not a little sprint. It's a long marathon. Endure? Hello? Does that sound like, yeah, huh? Where does it sound like it's going to be easy, brothers? That's the thing. So I need to find people who have the mentality, know that things are going to get really bad and they're not going to freak out and lose their mind. You know, adapt and overcome. I've already told you, don't be like the oak tree. Yes, it worked forever because I was like that. Big, strong veteran, Roger, nothing's going to stop me, you know, but turbulent times are coming. Seriously, you know, very changing, shifting of the tides and the winds are changing. Yeah. These are very difficult times and they're not going to get any easier. You know, I told you straight line winds, brothers. You got to plan for the wind blowing for 200, 300 miles an hour for 3 weeks straight. You think your house is going to fend well with 300 mile an hour stuff blowing and hitting the side of it before that side of the house? Now the wind's going to shift from this direction. Yeah, so you're going to have some control. You're going to have to, instead of being like that strong oak tree, which I know is a little crack here, and I built some more sap. Man, look how strong I am, and like your body. But listen, brothers, sisters, bam, you'll break off at the half and you're dead. You're done. You must learn how to be, as a veteran, we called it adapt and overcome. Think about a chameleon. Think a chameleon, cover and concealment. A chameleon can change colors no matter which environment it's in, correct? Be like the willow tree, brothers and sisters, not like the oak. Not like the oak. That worked for a long time. I know, the big old oak. Be like the willow tree, brothers and sisters. You've got to be able to bend in any direction with the winds of time. You hear me? Those are the kind of people that I want to be around. Otherwise, I know it's not easy to find. I don't be around nobody. I'd rather just go run away from people right now, and that's all I'm trying to do. Get my dogs and get out of here and keep this as base camp A. Set up camp B, camp C, and camp D. I want options, man. I'm a duck in a pond, and that's so nothing sitting. I'm nothing. I thought my son was going to come here, and now I don't know what's going to happen to him. So I don't know. I have to make plans, man. I got to change things up and be smart. Don't just sit here and think that people are going to come for 10 years and nobody comes and still just, I'm still building the ark because that's what it is. All this is going to blow away. This is my concern. If I see the future, I just free spank everything, all these cabins. If I don't sell them soon, they're all going to blow away anyways. I don't plan on anything being on the surface. Every time I lay a block, every time I do this work on this shelter, I remember, Tracy, everybody's going to think you're crazy, just like they thought Noah was crazy, right? Noah was a conspiracy theorist all the way up until the day of the flood. And then he wasn't, right? And what side of the door? Once again, foolish virgins, bam! slammed on him. The door of Noah, bam, slammed. Which side of the door are you going to be on? Which way direction are you going to be going in? You already need to be doing what you're doing, brothers and sisters. That's what I'm saying. So that's what's itching me. I should already be in the woods away from it and have a place that I could come back to the city and, 1 foot in the system, 1 foot out of the system. So that should be your plan. Could you walk away from everything you own? If you want to kill somebody over everything you own, if that's all you have? Is that, if that's all you have, do you want to kill somebody over it? Could you walk away and say, well, whatever, man, I'll just go into the woods and I'll shoot a mouse or a rat or a chipmunk. I'll try to eat something. I'm not going to go kill anybody over. Heck, I'll eat my own arm. I'll go without an arm before I go killing somebody. Is it worth it? Dirt. God said, don't love dirt. Love me. And he said, be wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove. He said, if you want to inherit the kingdom of God, you must be meek, not weak. So my strength every day gets me up to give me the strength to go do this so that I can get out of here too and have that as a backup plan. Because I'm already way away from people. And I'm itching too, so I can't imagine how you guys feel near a city. I'd be going nuts right now. I was going nuts 10 years ago. I left the city already long time ago. And I still feel like I'm way too close to people. I don't even have a neighbor, and I feel like I'm way too close to people. So, yeah, whatever. I'll be the crazy one. Whatever, we better start thinking about some of us, if we do survive this, what it's going to be like when we come out and have to scavenge and perk all these people, huh? Call of Duty, you guys thought it was a game. Now look at you, sitting there, laying in there, and you could have used all, you know what? I'll take that. You're not using it. I don't believe in taking anything, but you're not going to use it anymore. And, oh, honey, look, the neighbor's truck's in our yard. Where's their house? Where's everybody else's house? Look, honey, we got a new truck. You never know, brothers and sisters. Seriously. Think about the day, that it does come back to a rest, because I don't think what is going to happen is going to be a long cycle, like, that long, but it's going to feel like a long, long time. Probably years. I bet you we still have years to go before the final, crush, but, it could happen at any time, truly, because of this 45 potential degree, between 40 and 45, where we had a full magnetic shift last time. The full magnetic shift last time, 780,000 years happened between 40 and 45. And we're already in that zone now. Now, an excursion, most of the time it goes back. So we're not in a pole shift. A pole shift means that this compass that keeps pointed to the north, your compass to the north pole will be pointed to the south, not the pole up the physical, but the magnetics that keeps the compass would be pointed to the south. That's a full reversal right now. There's a change of magnetism on the sun, and we are, racing towards that 45 degree mark right now. So it could happen at any time, guys. It could happen at any time. Anytime. So don't sit there. Remember, he said, I want your loins girded in my service when I return. Nobody will know the day or the hour, but I will come like a thief. Labor pains, brothers, sisters. Get caught unaware. A woman in labor, that's what the word of God says. I will come like Noah. They were unaware, like they get caught like a woman in travail, labor, all, bam, and it happens, right? That's the way it happens. We're here. We're in these times. And so any moment, we'll know it will happen in the night. It's going to happen between... All right, I'll say it because I don't care. I'm not a prophet. I just know these things. I don't normally some things. There's so many things I hold back to you guys. I put all these markers. I have a wall that I can't say. It's going to come between... see, my body's like, don't say it, Tracy. It's coming between September and February, brothers and sisters. Not going to come in the summer. When he says in the night, he's talking about in the dark months, brothers and sisters. Nobody knows the day or the hour.
but it will come. He says, like a thief. I will come like a thief in the night. In the night hours. That's December, right? All the way back up into, back that all that. Remember the solstice? Remember all these things I've taught you? I'm not telling you an exact time, but I'm telling you he will come during those months. How about that? See, I didn't pick a day or an hour, did I? I picked months. The Apostle Paul said, you'll see the day approaching. Trying to hold back so that I don't overdo this with you guys. I don't want you to think that I'm some kind of prophet. I know these, like I said, I know what his word says. So, and a thief, like I said, it will catch you unaware, like labor pains take over a woman. This is the lead up. Same thing as Noah. We're in the same exact thing. So either way, right now, what I'm preparing, brothers, sisters, is for the things that I've already been preparing for 10 years. And like Noah, I'm not listening to the world. I don't hear you. I'm like collie buds. I'm blind to you, right? Anybody listen to that artist? So you can hate all you want, and not you guys, you know what I'm saying, world, and I'm just going to keep building this ark. As Noah built an ark, I'm building an ark. And his was on, his was a water ark. Mine is a fire ark. Judgment by water. This will be judgment by fire. And I'm not trying to escape judgment. Remember, like that. It's just he says, do these things. Be girded in my service. So this is something that he's had me do for, like I said, my hands have been in this dirt for years and years and years, digging it out, getting this place ready so that I can take and bury the word of God in this hole and bury it in the ground. So I put my tractor up for sale today too, guys. And, or actually I put it up a few days ago, I think it was, or dropped the price because I listed it. And some guy hit me up today. I don't know if he's going to buy this or not. I dropped a bunch of the money off of it, but I needed to keep it here so that I can move that dirt back over that I pulled back, that's taken. If he does come by it, I'm going to sell it to him because I don't care. Jimmy Crack Corn, anything that sells now, I'm not going to hold on to it. I will sell anything. If I have it listed, I'll sell it no matter what. But I was going to try to keep that tractor. That's why I bought the tractor, to do my final. I haven't used it for years. I've had it for years. I just haven't done anything by hand. And I knew its purpose was to be there to backfill the hole, that's 28 feet from where I'm at right now to the bottom where the shelter, where you walk into the shelter, is 28 feet down from where I'm at. So hopefully, I told you 6 feet would be enough. I'm 28 feet down. So anyways, I have a hail plan. I have a fire plan. I have all this same ark that I'm building. I think it will protect the word of God more importantly than anything, so it doesn't get blown away. It doesn't get everything on the surface might be gone, but even if that word of God's tucked underneath that, you know what I'm saying? I'll feel accomplished. Wouldn't that be so awesome to come back here someday, thousands of years from now, and find those same books that I buried and not even know that I buried them or something? God would have me find them and I wouldn't even know, because I don't remember anything in my past life, right? And not even one blip time, but I know I've been here about 50 million times. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So wouldn't that be crazy? Come back and find your own books that the word of God that you buried. That'd be pretty awesome. So that's what you're literally doing with your life, Tracy? Yeah, I'm burying the books. At first I thought I was building some shelter, and again, I knew what was coming with, but one day it hit me, brothers and sisters, that I don't even need to be in there. I don't need to be in there in that thing. I don't need to be in there, and I've accomplished what I needed to accomplish when I get it done. As soon as those books, that library is stored in there, I'm ready to die, brothers and sisters. I am ready to die. I already reached my for the flesh, what I wanted to do. The only other thing I would like to have in my life would be maybe have a wife. I'd like to feel love one more time, have somebody tell me they actually care about me, like feel like I'm not worthy, but like, you know, there's billions of people that are with somebody else and they get to, and I don't care if I don't. I'd rather be with somebody 100% until I die and yoke with them so I can be with them after I die, or I'll just wait until I get my new body and try to find somebody then. But other than that, I don't really need anything. I don't know bucket lists. There's nothing I need to do. You know, I don't need to do anything. This is all God's service. This is what he has me doing. I fight it every day. Like I said, I want to get the, you know what I'm saying? I want to end it, be done with it. It's lonely and I'm not 20. I'm strong and I have fit and I'm take care of my body, and I'll work 20-year-olds in the ground. But other than that, I don't really have anything to do other than what the Father makes me do. Like I said, everything he's stripped, everything he's made my life is hard. This hardest I think my life's ever been. I can't talk to my son. I don't know if I'll ever see him again. I may be able to see him Monday, but I won't be able to talk to him. I think they put our cases far enough apart. Hopefully we won't be able to run into each other though with the no contact order. So I don't even know if I'll ever see my son ever again in my life. That's pretty hard to live with every day, guys. It is. It's so hard not to be able to talk to anybody in person. I get to talk to you guys here, but not in person, you know, like that. I mean, so I don't think my son would ever have grandchildren. I thought maybe he did. I always thought a grandchild would keep me going for a lot longer. That would keep me going for 18 years, like having a dog, right? Get a dog. So Pants is 4 or 5 years old now, so he'll probably live another 15 years. So I got to be here for at least another 15, guys. So, oh yeah, if it wasn't for my dogs, I already would have blew my head off for sure. I guarantee you I would have. I know I would have. I know it. It just got too many times. I got too overwhelmed by life, and my PTS got overwhelming, and the isolation got really bad. But knowing that my dogs, I can't break that commitment to my dogs. To me, they're like people. They live to be Tango's 13 or something now. He's gonna be 14. I don't give up on that. So yeah, these guys are going to be around. And the only reason, like I said, is he's kind of a reincarnate of his brother. So I can't ever. So, yep. Other than that, like I said, so now my main thing is now to get mobility. So listen, I can't be in here too much longer because I got to get up in the morning and get so much done. You need to be able to leave wherever you're at, brothers and sisters, out of sight, out of mind, out of sight, out of mind, out of sight, out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. You need to be able to be out of sight. I'm not talking from the government. They'll see everywhere you go. There's not anywhere you can go on this earth that the government will not find you. There's nowhere on this rock they won't see you. It's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about getting away from unprepared people. And sometimes imagine if you could just pull off the side of the road. Hear me out, guys. If you could just pull off the side of the road, that might make the difference between you being seen and unseen. So you need to hit something, a nice. Toyota should give me a vehicle. Toyota should give me the double cab that I want, right? Well, I need it. I really feel like I don't want it. I really feel like I need my animals to have that space, guys, behind my head. I don't want them smashed in an extra cab, and I don't want them in the back of a truck. I want them with me. So I'm going to get this double cab because next week I'm fire selling prices. You guys want to see some cheap stuff on the internet? You better find my here, I'll tell you right now, don't buy anything from me this week because coming oh, aloha. From Maui, nice. Islands, lots of storms going over there towards the islands. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna fire sale price all my stuff. So don't worry, you only gotta wait another couple days. And I'm dropping the price of everything on this property, man. 129 pounds, 14 ounce hailstones is what in scripture. Remember, as Solomon's temple was a talent, right? How many talents of gold was Solomon's temple, right? That was 120, a talent, right, was 100 biblical. There's many talents of measurement, but I'm talking about a biblical talent. You got your name, God, the Son of Jesus Christ. So you know what I'm talking about. Talk about a biblical talent. This is a biblical channel, not some silly religious channel. But we define. We use the Word of God. We use a lexicon. We don't do this religious nonsense. So, but anyways, in Scripture, it tells us in the book of Revelation 16 and 21, Revelation 16. 21, chapter 21, it tells us that stone, a talent, a hailstone is a talent. There'll be hailstones, the weight, and in biblical history, scriptural talent is 129 pounds, 14 ounces. Weighs more than Gregory. Like Gregory was saying, that's like throwing Gregory through your roof at free fall speed. Gregory just comes flying out. Oh, boy. Hold on, Gregory. Coming through the roof, guys. That is not something to be playing with. Imagine Gregory falling through your roof at free fall speed, guys. You think he'd make it through your roof right now? I think so. At free fall speed from 100 and 100,000, the atmosphere, like I said, Honga Tonga went off, guys, and that hit that 180,000 feet is the top of our atmosphere at our stratosphere. So you might want to think about getting a hail plan. He said, be in the world. Be in the world. Hello. He's telling you be in the world, but be not of it. Don't do what everybody else is doing. They're like, yeah, football. Let's go to the football game. Like everybody, like everybody at the days of Noah, they're like drinking. Remember, he said he would return. It'll be as in the days of Noah. Oh, yeah, they're partying. They're going to go buy a new Tesla, marrying, building, giving unto marriage, right? Acting like nothing was going on. And then what happened? It came upon them like a thief in the night, didn't it? Ha, 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 ha. There it is again. Brothers and sisters, he can't make it. Can he make it any more obvious for you? His word is so beautiful. It's so infallible. If you'll just read it, he will tell you what it is that you need to do. What do you think why do you think they call it a Bible? Where do you think the hailstones hail from? That's what I'm trying to tell you. God, Son of Jesus Christ. I've been blogging on this platform for 10 years. I put out very, very, for quite some time about the cycles, watching this. When I put out, if you go look, I have a video on this channel that I uploaded from Silver's Like Gold, another channel that I do. Go watch that channel. You'll see I'm talking about the hailstones even before Honga Tonga went off. I put that video out even before Honga Tonga went off, okay? And it was talking about, because there was like 8-pound hail here in the U.S. It talked about hailstones. In Mexico, guys, they had hailstones like, literally like the size of cantaloupes. This has been happening. See, before I studied this decades ago, guys, when I read the book of Revelation, I read it backwards. When I've been studying the book for decades, but here's what I'm saying. When I read that book of Revelation and I went to the plagues, because what really bothered me more, not so much the plagues, guys, what bothers me about the plagues that I still cannot get over, still to this day, and I study it and I study it and I study it and I just still can't, he will not give me that definitive 100% answer. And I've studied the definition, is that every time there's one of these plagues that happen to the earth, they don't bend knee. They don't show mercy. They don't show that this is the Father doing this. They scoff and they get mad and they curse him, for the plagues when they have it coming. Like right now, I'm telling you guys, I knew when I read 16 and 21 in the book of Revelation, when it said a talent, and I looked up, I was like, no, how could that be? How could something like that? Because he's asking, okay, well, there's no way this is 100% how it's going to happen, but I'll definitely listen to your theory. This is not a theory. This is a matter of fact now. So I'll definitely listen to what you have, but this is something that is going to happen. I have nailed down, because this is how you go from, we had hailstones. Guys, listen, please. I've studied. Let me tell you again. Maybe you don't understand. We had hailstones in the 1800s, brothers and sisters. They don't disclose a lot of information. A brother like myself has studied off and on the dark web, there's a lot of avenues, brothers, sisters, not just the web, or there's a lot. Listen, in the 1800s, that's a very 1800s are quiet. Remember I told you during the liquefaction event during the 1800s, there was literally this earth opened up and seamed out like toothpaste, spewed out literal volcanoes of mud. During that time in the 1800s, brothers and sisters, okay? So they had hailstones the size of basketballs. Basketballs, brothers and sisters. Basketballs in the 1800s literally leveled wooden cities that are on this earth, and nobody talks about it. Oh, there's cycles they don't talk about, brothers and sisters. Oh, yes, there is. That 100% happened on this earth. That 100% happened on this earth. Yes, it did. Can you think your roof could take a basketball size head? That leveled a wooden building, brothers and sisters. Just so you know, I don't know if you live in a wooden building or not. Kind of most people, all huff and all puff and all, right? Yeah, little sticks and stones and break my bones. But anyways, brothers and sisters, so we've already seen 18, right? Hundreds, we saw hailstones the size of basketballs. Okay. I've uncovered a lot of different, like I said, cycles that people don't talk about. 1800s is one of them. Okay. We went into, at the time, we have minimas. We have the Dalton minimum. Okay. At 1700s, we have more minimums. These are minimums. And I believe this is, again, probably the shrinking of our atmosphere. So the compressing of all that into one, I believe, is what does the increasing in the velocity and size. Now, listen, I put out videos, okay, explaining these things and talking about these things, and then putting out the current record that was 8-pound hail, and they had hail larger than that in the 1800s. So I've given you as much information as I possibly can over this last decade to tell you, pay attention to this. This is something you're going to have to probably react to in your lifetime, because we're going into the minima. I never ever thought they would take and use what I believe is a directed energy /weapon. Okay, try to make sure we help the algorithm there. Yeah, and juice that thing. Brothers and sisters, I told you, listen, who else is giving you the sign of Jonah when it comes to Hunga Tonga? Explain to you what that means, what they did that day. Because the devil, the daemonion, the devil, the distributor of fortunes, lies, he gets to do these things. The Father makes him do it. God creates evil, and he makes the devil do these things. Yes, he does. So I'm telling you, for more than a decade, to watch for this veracity, because it went from, these big sporadic moments where they would increase and get nearly from basketball to cantaloupe size, and then there was massive times. Sometimes these things wouldn't happen. Years would go by without this type of event. And I started noticing the tightening of these two, because I'm a cycle guy, increasing more and more. And now we've got to where they have basically like cantaloupe size hail that they've called gorilla hail. So they've actually given it a name now, because it's happening enough and it's increasing in intensity and veracity enough that they've actually given it a name where they call it, where there's a sequence of gorilla hail events in a certain area, they call it gale. Are you serious, guys? We went from space. See what I'm saying? I've studied hail for decades. I have. Sorry, Tracy. Is there anything you don't study? It comes to this things of the cycle, these book, brothers, sisters, I'm going to pay attention to it. I'm going to pay attention to it. Okay. So, brothers, sisters, here's what I'm telling you. Okay. This is something, again, we've seen basketball size hail in the 1800s. The record now is a little over 8 pounds. I know it's been larger than that because in the past. Now, listen, again, these normally happen because of the minima. Okay. Because the minima. Okay. This time, February 12th, 2022, they deemed Hunga Tonga extinct. This is in the southern hemisphere. This is a volcano, brothers, sisters, okay? In the ocean. They deemed it extinct. They killed it off. It's dead. It'll never go off again. Dormant, dead. It's done. It's never going to. February 12th, 2022. It's dead. They killed it. 3 days later, brothers and sisters, on February 15th, like the sign of Jonah, in darkness, in the ocean, right? 3 days later, on February 15th, it rose out of the ocean, hitting the top of our stratosphere, blowing right through our satellites, right past. You can see all that water blow right past the satellites up there, brothers and sisters. Takes and blows 13% more moisture into our upper atmosphere, brothers and sisters, that was never there. Now, remember, I'm talking about hail. I'm trying to figure out how the hell this could happen, right? Pun intended, right? That's true, Dylan. Careful, don't talk about that too much. They don't like it when you know things like that. Shh. 5784, 360-day calendar. So, brothers, sisters, they hit that thing and it went off and it pumped 13 to 14% of moisture that was not in our upper atmosphere, which is 146 gigarams. If you're good with math, you're going to need a calculator to do the equation on that. And that's going to take you a couple minutes to do that. That is a lot of moisture, brothers and sisters. That is a lot of moisture just sitting up there, and it froze because it's so cold up there that it's so dry. It's a dry layer of our atmosphere. Okay? This is our heliosphere. This is a part of our layer that it's stuck up in this part of our atmosphere, and it's frozen up there. So I never ever thought, how could this become to pass? Could we go from, basketball size was the largest I think I could ever discover, to literally going, no, wait a minute, 129. How big do you think that would be? How big in circumference do you think 129 hail ball would be? Hailstone. That's not a ball. That's a hailstone. How big around do you think that would be? That would be like nearly having one of them little mini Coopers fall on your. No, it'd be like having, what's his name? Darn it. Can't remember. Why can't I? Just in here. But anyways, Gregory. Sorry, I don't know why. It'd be like Gregory falling through your roof. Remember, he weighed 127 pounds. He said that earlier in the stream. Man, I think I don't even weigh that much. Sorry, I forgot who said it. It took me a minute to figure it out there. Trying to keep notes here, guys, as I go. So I used to not remember anybody's name, guys. So now I try to remember everybody's name. So, and the people's name I never even remembered. I remember their name now. That's pretty awesome. Like, I couldn't remember it now. Like, I remember the person's name for like 20 years ago. It's pretty crazy. So, anyways, yeah, what kind of muffins? You on some, like, you got some of them adult muffins going and passing around adult muffins in here, guys? Careful. Don't eat the whole thing. So, moderation. Okay, anyways, 29 pounds plus 100 pounds, add 14 ounces. You might as well make it 130 pounds, guys. That is Revelation 16 and 21. So that is how we are going to see 100%. And I do believe with every bit of my existence that it was not a natural occurrence. But I also gave you what is known as the sign of Jonah. Remember, it says in the book of Luke that evil and adulterous generation will look for a sign. And the only sign they'll be given is the sign of Jonah. 3 days in darkness in the belly of the whale. 3 days it rose out of the ocean, right? Spewed out on the land to warn of the coming of the destruction in 40 days of Nineveh. So I believe that is the sign of Jonah. We saw that, the resurrection, right? Boom, it was rebirthed. It was dead. It was put off. It was born again. Came out of the ocean, spewed out. It'll be spewed out onto the land, brothers and sisters. Yeah, it's already starting to happen in about 40 months is about what it took, right? No, it didn't take that long. It's already starting, did it? So, These things, I'd love to hear your theory on whoever said that earlier. That's not a theory. That's 100% fact that I just gave you. So there's just a matter of time, guys, before that stuff drops. We're already actually starting to see these atmospheric rivers. Now, we had a La Nina last year, which gives you that Pineapple Express. I don't know who said, somebody was in here from Hawaii. I didn't catch the name. I didn't look at their name. They're from Maui. All that stuff that's coming from not up towards the Pacific Northwest. Normally when it's El Nino, it's going to come up off La Nina, it's going to come up toward the Pacific Northwest. When it's a La Nina or El Nino, that's when it takes that Pineapple Express down towards it. Not medicine, brother. Somebody's like, yeah, Pineapple Express, man. All right. That's some good medicine. When's the last time you had some Pineapple Express, guys? Bring back some Pineapple Express and some Acapulco Gold. All right, never mind. So anyways, that jet stream, brothers, sisters, dips down like we saw this year. Remember all these lower stuff down in Texas, the monsoons and Arizona and all that. That's that called the El Nino. That's when that shifting goes down, and we see a lot of bands of moisture pull because it's down towards the equator. I'm talking about, green grass, nice. Okay. Either way, though, I'd love to hear your theory on how you thought that it could come to pass, but I'm telling you, that's how it's going to happen. And I cannot believe that I'm even a witness. So let me ask you this. Let's get a couple of people to volunteer an answer here. How long do you think it'll be before we see 129-pound hail? How many days, weeks, months, or years do you think you'll have before you'll need to have a place to protect you from, well, we'll start from there, 129-pound hail, maybe 100-pound, 50 pounds, You think it'd be years? You think it'd be in your lifetime? It's already starting to ring out, just so you know. Look at all these places flooding out in the desert. Just so you know, it's already happening. But how long do you think it'll take for something to break and shake that, apart and come back down? What goes up must come down. It's going to come down sooner or later, brothers and sisters. The laws of nature, right? Father Nature, the cream always rises to the top. What goes up must come down. Those with less will have more. Those with more will have less. Oh, Donald's putting money on it. I don't know. I think it may have something to do with this celestial geometry that's coming up too, that could push this. Or if you look what David's been putting out, guys, on his Adapt 2030 on the channel over there, we come out in April and swing out in front of the sun. What about when we do that? Who's been watching Adapt 2030 and see David? He just put out a video with that lady that does the garden. She's really good. She does all that. She teach how to grow a garden, guys. But David put out 2-3 videos on the same subject with these 3 celestial events. What do they call that? The Shepherd's Cross. You guys know what the Shepherd's Cross is? A celestial event that's called the Shepherd's Cross. You might want to look at David at Adapt 2030's channel. He's talking about this celestial alignment that I've been talking about that could potentially pull the water up and bring it onto the land, not to flood the whole earth, right? I show you it's happened before in a cycle. In about a 2,000 plus year cycle, this happens. The water, it's already up. This cycle, it's going to go back down, but it will come up before it goes back down. It's got to wash into all the valleys, soak in, and then it'll absorption, filling in the gaps. Okay, not 6,000 years ago when it flooded the whole earth. That's the water. It rained from above and below. This time it's going to rain fire at above below. This is before the fire from rain and above below. This will be a water. It'll be a shift. It says in the word of God that the seas and the waves will be roaring, and the nations will be perplexity from the seas and the waves. That there'll be shame. There will be, absolutely. You had time to get rid of this, right? Oh, time to get ready for this. You better get rid of this worldly things and start focusing on what that book says. So this is part of what I believe is that cycle. So David at Adapt 2030 talks about these 3 events. One of them is this Shepherd's Cross. Please look into it. We come into it where Mercury, that's a big iron body. Okay. Jupiter, we get pinned between those. That's like having a backstop, of magnetism. I definitely, when we have just Jupiter and we line up straight with Jupiter, we get 7.0 earthquakes on this earth, brothers, sisters. Jupiter is a big magnetic body. When it pulls around, it pulls everything else around in the solar system, brothers, sisters. You might not want to. That's the sign that the wise men were looking at the Magi. They were watching Jupiter when it conjuncted Venus. Okay, and again, brothers, sisters, that's another alignment with Venus and Jupiter, I believe, in it swings around, and that's called the Shepherd's Cross. Look into these things. Some of these things that are happening are absolutely biblical, and you might want to pull your head out of your fourth point of contact or out of the dirt there and start looking up. He said, look up, for your redemption draweth nigh. So again, nobody knows in the hour. I'm not talking about that, but this is the same exact alignment that happened during the time of Christ when he predicted the destruction of the temple and the system was set anew. Gee, we're kind of in that same time again, aren't we? So you might want to frequent this channel back here. Thank you. And look up, guys. This is an amazing time to be a witness to all these celestial markers. This is not the end of the world, okay? When I say this, it doesn't mean that. Remember Jeremiah, he says, learn not the ways of the heathens, and be not dismayed at the ways of the signs of the heavens, for the heathens are dismayed at them. So I'm not sitting there telling you that this is the end of the world. It was the end of the temple in 70 AD, and it went dark. The whole ring of fire lit up, and our protective layer protecting us from the sun at that time, our magnetic canopy or shield or umbrella, if you will, the armor was at full strength, 100%. Now it's weakened by almost over 40%. So we're talking about having maybe 60% of our shields when we come into this pinch, this theolobo, this push down on both sides where we get pinned in between the magnetism. And I believe this earth's going to get rocked. And then in April of 25, we get out between that pin out, we swing out. We're the only celestial body in front of the sun with all the remaining 8 bodies behind us, behind the sun. And that's going to pull anything you know about gravity, if that's what you want to call it, magnetism, a magnet, going to pull all that stuff. So they're already starting to see fireballs, massive fireballs, brothers, sisters, that are covering normally, 1 or 2 states is a big, huge, and 2 or 3 is a massive. They're covering 5 and 6 and 7 states. They're seeing some of these things trailing across the sky now. And I believe this is just the start of this. When these things come into the atmosphere, they bust up, they break the sound barrier, bam, they rock, they'll break windows like Jablons. Please go see David at Adapt 2030. He has 3 videos that he's currently put out, his last few, covering the same thing that I've been covering for years on this channel. And he's been talking about it as well. I have parts of this that he has nothing of, but the ones he put out today, guys, are really good, because like when he does the one with the lady, he shows those pictures that were at the star forts over there, what shows these waves coming in and breaking up all the ships. It's something that has to do with these 4 large gas giants. These are called the Jovian gas giants. There are 4 largest celestial Jovian gas. They're not a rocky body like we live on. Like Mars, that's a rock, or, Jupiter's gaseous. It's the first largest Jovian gas star in our solar system. It is the largest gas giant, okay? You call it a planet, but God didn't say planets in scripture. So he created the stars, sun, and the moon, okay? Anyways, he didn't create any planets. The earth is not somewhere we're on a rock. The earth is the ruled. The heavens are the ruling class. So Saturn is the second. Those 2 sit in front, just like they did in 79 AD. Saturn is the second largest. Kronos, and then Uranus and Jupiter are the 2 back, okay, behind, and that we get pinned in between that magnetism. We got hammered in 79 AD, guys. We got hammered. So I don't think we're going to fend well this time. And I do believe this is what will cause. Last time, Tracy, the water didn't come up onto the land. I know our magnetic shield was at 100% magnet. This time it's weakened by 40%. Something's going to cause that lifting of our tides, and it's already actually starting to happen. Sneaker waves, all the Marshall Islands you guys are already boats washing into shore because the tides are off. The tides are already off right now. Ask anybody that's into nautical, being out on the water and understands these things. They'll tell you he's right. There's something already going on. So it's already happening, guys. These things are already starting to change. I already told you that every celestial body you could see with your own eyes if you got a telescope and looked at it, and then looked at a book what it saw in a science class, your high school class. They don't look the same anymore visually. So if all those bodies visually, you think this one's going to look the same if you were looking out back at us or something from afar? No, we're not. Everything's changing on this place too. So you might want to front run and get ahead of this before everybody else does, because, you know, the whole squeezing through the sheep, through the gates, you want to be stuck on this side. You want to be the person that's already on the other side. Noah, the door slammed shut. He said, do not go back to your house, right? Do not go back to the field. I've been telling you, don't be the virgin going in the wrong direction when the, you know, so please have your loins girded, believing in him and his service, right? That's what he said. That's like doing what it is. So do whatever you should be doing right now. Okay. I know what I'm doing. I could have probably maybe spent more time doing some earthly things and maybe got my land payments paid this month, but I don't think so. I did everything I could. And I'm glad that no matter what, that I didn't get so stressed out, that I didn't do the things that I need to do that he's been having me do for, you know, nearly half a decade. I have into this ark that I've been building, a shelter that's going to protect this word of God from being destroyed by fire, water, or, you know, whatever. Not going to fall where I'm at, but too high in the air. So higher than a Georgia pine tree at a redwood, 4,500 feet, sitting at the rim of the Great Basin, ready to ride out the storm, if you will. Have a shelter that's going to protect the word of God. So it's an ark. He archived 2x2 every each one, right? I'm going to archive as much of the word of God as I can. So like I said, I'm glad that I didn't get so stressed out. You know, if the only time I don't pay my land payment is once in 10 years, it's not the end of the world. So I just don't like the late fee that I'm going to incur, because if you don't have the money to begin with, it's like bouncing a check. I don't have a checking account, man. It sucks, huh? And they're going to charge you more money, which they know you don't have any of to begin with. So kind of one of those deals. But anyways, guys, let me get off here. I'm sore. My back's hurting me really bad. I worked so hard these last few weeks, because this is the hardest work I've had to do all summer. And I worked all the way up on the Rusty Dragon. Selling that, guys. Got lots of stuff for sale. If you guys interested, I'll be fire selling the price at everything next week until I can get a 4Runner, 90s 4Runner. If you know anybody who's got a 4Runner, 90s 4Runner, they want to trade, maybe I have items you might want to trade for. I'm looking for a double cab Tacoma. I have tractors. I got a flatbed pickup. I've got a Mazda pickup, 4-wheel drive. I'm looking for a Toyota. I've got land. I'll trade you land. I've got a beautiful 5-acre parcel right on the highway, power touching that. It's not a cheap piece of land. That'd probably be a newer truck. Maybe we can figure out, like, if you got an older one or something, first, second year, one of those about 12, 13 grand or something right now, something like that for one of those. So, I've got everything I have hiking up for sale. My motorhome, I put my diesel motorhome up for sale. I can't believe I did that, because I won't find another one. I actually put it all up for sale. Sell it all. So I'll be fire selling, oh my goodness, next week. And I'm going to try to do what I can to get some mobility. That's what I recommend you do as well, brothers, sisters. Have the ability to leave your place in a matter of half an hour, and grab what you can get and go, and don't look back like you're never going to go back to that property wherever you're at ever again. It's the last time you're going to see it. Be ready to go like that. You know what I'm saying? I get a space cab then. And they're about the same price. To be honest with you, I get a space cab Toyota, the one with the ugly back on it. You know what I'm saying? That ugly space cab. It's a second gen space cab Toyota, because it's got the extra cab. I need it for my dogs. I don't want anything fancy. There's nothing I'm doing because it's fancy. I need to get something to get away from people so I don't have to kill anybody. I don't want to kill anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to put my hands on anybody. I don't. Whatever. God has shown me many a times that I will do whatever it takes to get to Artie's long prepper. Like, whoa, you want to be stuck in the city and kill 15 to 20 people to get to your bug out so you can be safe? That's stupid. He's shown me and run me through that for so many years. I've done over that. Now I'm like, the hell with that. I'm just going to get away. Yeah, it's ugly. It's not a very pretty looking truck, but it's older. I want the 22R motor. You know what I'm saying? I want the 22R motor is what I want it for. Is I want a motor that I know I can put and get another motor for if I had a problem, or I could get parts for, or something that I can work on, something, 10 millimeter. It's pretty, so, yep. So that's what I want. I want something I can get a 22R that I can, I'll probably try to find another 22R motor as a backup and go hide it somewhere in the woods. Seriously, cover it up, put it in a box and bury it, archive it, man. That's what I need my thing so that I can get into the woods and find holes and fill them with food. That's what you'll see me doing. This place is full of holes, man. If I could just get the hell away from here for a minute. So, oh gosh, yeah, I wish. Okay, now if he asked, okay, so sure, a Hilux diesel. Thanks, Gregory. I don't have money like that. I'll never own one of those trucks unless somebody's just like, man, I really been watching this pastor for a long time. We have all this money, honey. We've been watching him. He really is a pretty good guy out there, as far as whatever you make this, and we're going to give this guy deserves this. No, I don't deserve anything. Don't deserve anything. I deserve to die, but can't condemn myself and have to endure the end. So that would be the ultimate, obviously, a diesel Hilux, absolutely. But I'll never own one of those. I know that. I'm going to be lucky if I get my $4,000 freaking. I've already figured I can't get the double cab. So what I'm doing is going for the $5,000 4Runner second generation with a 22R. So if you know anybody's got one, I'll trade you my turbo diesel flatbed pickup for that. That's about a 6,000 to 8,000 all day long truck. I have it up for 55 right now. I do. I can't even live. I have it, whatever. I don't care anymore. Jimmy Crack Corn, I already told you guys I was going to do this. So I've had some pretty wild trade offers so far, but nobody's come up with any cash. So I originally listed that truck at $8,900. And it went through the roof. I had all kinds of stuff, and I got cold feet, and I actually raised it back up, and I put it up for 99. And then I was getting, people, I'll trade you a $20,000 motorcycle for that thing. It's just sitting here. I need that for my business. I'm like, I can't drive a motorcycle down my driveway. I'll ruin it. Thank you for your offer. It's a beautiful bike, but I love to ride bikes, but no, I can't do that. So, but anybody's got I've got a nice 860 tractor. I trade for a second gen 4Runner right now. It doesn't have to be pretty. I want a manual too, if possible. I don't want an automatic transmission. So, I guess I'm old. Automatic be fine, but I'd rather have the manual. Just easier for me to. So that's what I'm looking for, like a $5,000, $4,000, 5,000. I don't need no 20, 30, 40. If I had one of those Hilux diesels, you're looking at 30 grand, guys, 35 grand, a right-hand steer, something from out of the Land Cruiser, right? That's the same thing in the other markets. A Land Cruiser today is pretty much a Hilux diesel here in the U.S. is what so I'll never own anything like that. I don't think so. I don't think the Father will ever bless me to own anything. I see people driving down the road every day, double cab Tacomas, 30, 40, 50, 60,000. Like, wow. Some people just get it all, I guess. Some people don't. So I don't think I'll ever get that measure. I don't think I'll ever live that life. And I don't want a new truck, so I would never take a new one. The only thing I actually would take is a new diesel or a newer diesel truck. That I would probably maybe one of those newer type Hilux diesels because they're an old platform. They're put on the old platform. They're not the new truck. They're the old platform. So they haven't changed. They're just the old platform. So I that's the only, but I need it for my dogs, guys. The reason why I'm making all this big stink is I need to be able to take my puppies with me. This guy right here means everything to me, man. Mother puppies laying over there, guys. They're all I have. And I don't think I don't know. If God allows it, maybe somebody will show up, the right people, but I don't think so. So I got to make a plan for me and my dogs, and so hopefully I can be here a couple more months. And then I don't know how, like I said, I'm going to use this as a base camp, hopefully from there, and always come back and have this. And maybe I'll have people here. That'd be ideal if I put 5 or 6 or 8 or 10 people here, I'd have them here, and I'd be able to, take them with me. You guys ready to go set up Camp D? Camp D, because they already set up Camp A, B, and C. Let's go find another hole and get this food out of here. There's just way too much food on this property. It's just sitting here like a freaking duck in a pond. Why, come let somebody take all this? Probably. It's probably what's going to happen to it, guys. Whatever. At least I died trying, right? At least I tried. It's like all my silver, gold got taken from me. I could have that truck that I need right now. Somebody didn't take and be opportunistic and try to help somebody out. All right, here, take this money. There's gold. Go take it to the shop, but don't touch my silver. Nope, just take all 30 pounds of my silver. Oh, there's the double cab Tacoma that you need, Tracy. Could have had it, paid for it, cash, same day. Nope, now I'm dragging. Just can't even pay my land payments this month. First time in 10 years, I've never paid my land payments, guys. 10 years. So I've been getting spanked. I better get off here and figure something out, guys. I'm going to try to, I don't know, maybe we'll go up into town tomorrow or something, see if somebody will buy something for me. I don't know. I got to do something. I don't know. I can't. What am I talking about? The bank's closed. I already said I'm already screwed unless I can get money on my Cash App or PayPal. And I can't do that because I don't have access to the bank because they're closed. So, oh, well, life's not Burger King, right? Can't always have it your way. That's what I try to tell myself when some things don't go my way. So first time saying that when it comes to land payments, but it's okay. I've never paid them late. So it's just a late fee, another $100 late or something, a late fee, $50 per property that I have. I have 2 properties for this company. So I put all my faith in God. And I said, somebody, oh, Tracy, don't stress. God will take care of it. I know. Thank you. I know I'm good. I have all the faith in God, and he still didn't pay the land payment. So if he wanted him paid, he'd have, something would have sold. God's not going to pay him. So I told him, stop saying God's going to pay him. God will maybe make somebody click on my stuff and buy my stuff, but God's not going to pay my bills. I kind of fired somebody up for that. Well, we just need to believe and it'll happen. Okay, I do. I think it will, but I know it'll still take him to make somebody buy something. He's not just going to pay my bills. So he didn't make anybody click on my ads, guys. Why? Guess it doesn't matter. You know what it is, guys, that I think is a sign that this land doesn't matter. So what if it gets paid? It's a test to see if I'll freak out over dirt. You know what I did today? Instead of worried about the land payment, I just worked all day as hard as I could and said, well, if you want somebody, guys, I put my motorhome. I couldn't even believe it. I have my motorhome I'm pulling it off. Hell, I'm not selling that motorhome now. To hell with you guys, all that. I'm saving it because actually, look, I have a 22R motor right now in that motorhome that I have over there that has 96,000 original miles on it. To heck with this world. I gave the world a chance to buy that motorhome today for $1,499 it's listed for. A Granville has the true dually 1 rear end in it. True dually 1-ton rear end in it. Very hard to find rear end and they have that floating rear end. This one of the only issues they have with those motorhomes. This one has I'd probably get $1,500 just for the rear end from somebody who wants that. It's going to turn like a 4x4. No, that's my other motorhome. I have a diesel. I have 2 motorhomes. So, but I put it up for $1,499 and nobody bought it today. I'm pulling that thing off. I'm never going to sell that, man. That proves to me I need to keep that thing. God must want me to keep that truck. If nobody came and picked that up for $40, and you guys, I don't have the title for it. I could have got the title for it, but I just haven't messed with it because I know the owner or whatever that I got it from. And I'm not selling it for a title. It specifically says I'm selling as a parts vehicle only. No title, bill of sale. Oh, can you drive down to the DMV with me? Is it possible to get a title for that thing? People are so lame, man. People are so lame. I can't stand this whole DoorDash generation, Amazon, Uber Eats, deliver it to me. I don't even want to read through anything. Just bring it now. JG Wentworth, it's my, Amazon delivery. I want it dashed to me door now, So they won't even read the description of anything anymore. They see it, they click, buy it now. Buy now. And so I'm going to be so glad to get rid of this whole having to sell thing on the internet, man. I've decided I want to pay off my land and I don't want to do anything else anymore. I just want to preach the gospel. That's it. If I have a truck, I can go on the road. If this land is paid off, I don't can make any more bills for myself. Don't make any more bills. And if my land is paid off and I own my truck, then I don't have bills. And I can go on the road and go preach the gospel every day. I could just drive wherever. Just get out and, hey, how's it going? How you doing? You know what doesn't love everybody? What? It'd be a great life, man. I'll film all of it. I'll go on the road. I'll film it, guys. I won't shut this channel down. I'll live stream a lot still. I won't live stream as much because I'll be on the road, but my dream. What could you do if Tracy wanted to do it? That's what I would love to do. Just be free of all this stuff. Have my dogs with me. And then know that if this was donated to the church, I could come back here and give it to the church. I can have a place I can come pastor the gospel to. And maybe they can, like I said, I can reserve a little thing in the clause that says, all right, Tracy gets a little cabin here or something. The pastor gets to have quarters here at the property. And, you know, maybe I can make a little clause or something. Like, I don't own that or something, but I can always have residents there where I don't have to worry about a payment or anything, since I donated all the land to the, you know, paid it off. Maybe I can have access to it. And that'd be the dream for me, guys, until I die. What do you want to do till you die, Tracy? Teach the gospel. Father, please make that happen for me. I'm trying so hard, guys. I tried to form the community so I can have an organic lifestyle and live better, and all. It didn't happen. So now this is my new dream. If you want to help me make my dream, give me an idea or something. Help me. I don't know what you can do, but I'm trying everything I can on my end. I know as soon as I finish up this, you know, storm shelter, it's going to help, you know, lift a little bit of this burden that I have. That's just been a long time coming to complete it. So I'm a couple weeks out from completing it. I'll be really excited to have that done. 5 years or something I've been building it now. So, you know, you don't just build a storm shelter, you know, 50-foot storm shelter, $500,000 storm shelter nearly with no money, no job, no Social Security, no disability, no back child support, never got a dime of child support, no money coming in at all. I do it by trading and bartering and selling, just like I do today. I have 30, 40 things for sale online, you know, assets, and I fix things up like that Rusty Dragon. I listed the Rusty Dragon at $33,000 today, guys. I asked, I should, I had a lady, guys, that, I should have sold my 86 diesel short bus, 99 pounds of cooking oil. Oh yeah, nice. It was slow, but it could go and haul. Yep, that's what this Roham does. It's friggin', and that flatbed that I have. If somebody bought that flatbed, they could put a camper shell on the back of that thing, and it'd be the nicest freaking. That thing would be super nice. That's what I would do it if I kept that Isuzu flatbed that I've been using it as, you know, for to tow and haul all my water and, you know, build all the siding and stuff I got from these buildings. I hauled it all in with that flatbed diesel. It's got the turbo 4-cylinder. It would put a nice, you could put a nice heavy box, you know, like a camper shell. You guys ever seen those overlanders? That's what that is. It's got the low water snorkel on it. Yeah. So see, I don't know why that isn't sold. That should have been sold today. I think God's doing it all, man. I really do. It's like, why don't I have a friend, a family member, a wife? What's wrong with me, man? I don't think I'm that bad of a person. I know I'm weird and a little crazy, but I'm a hard worker. I self-made, and I'm an honest man. I work for what I have. I build things from scratch, from the ground up. Like when I cook, I'm a scratch cook. I like to cook from scratch. I mean, I can doctor things up out of a can or a box, but see, God doesn't want it. It's not me. There's nothing wrong with me. He just doesn't, nobody yoked in this world for me. He wants me to be equally yoked. So he just didn't make anybody as nuts as me, I guess. So, all right, guys, let me wrap this one up. I guess I keep saying I'm going to after, but thank you to everybody coming in again. You can think somewhere I have pictures of the shelter on this property or on this page, I think, if you want to see it. I actually did a live stream the other day and I took it down, but I was at the back of the property showing you guys how far I'd come. I've done a lot since then. So anyways, I'm going to go so that I can try to brainstorm on how to come up. I think I need about, because somebody sent me $100 Cash App or PayPal. I get fees for transferring it into my bank, so I'll probably lose a couple of few bucks, but got to try to figure out how to come up with $250 and try to figure out how to get it onto my Cash App or my PayPal. And I wouldn't know how to do that because I live so far out. I normally think you have to do that. I don't know how you put, I don't know where you can put money on Cash App. I've never done that before. Maybe there's a way to do that, but I've never done that. So I normally just deal with my bank. I put it in my bank or something, but I better go. I'm going to try to come up with some kind of rack my brain here before I go to bed and kind of unwind for the end of the night here. So thanks for everybody for coming in, being here with me tonight, hanging out, and hopefully you got some preparedness information here. Yeah, probably my phone number would be the best way to get a hold of me. I'm a person you need to talk to me in person. My email is so hammered. Supposedly 3 or 4 people emailed me yesterday. They said they were emailing me. Even the lady in red said they emailed me about the land that I had for sale, and I didn't see anything show up. I think that one person was really interested in the land. That lady was really interested in the land. I have it just real quick. Anybody looking to relocate? I have a 20-acre parcel next to me. I'm selling for $1,500 an acre. It touches power. So I bought it because this is location. It's the property that I bought for what I feel to be one of the best locations in the valley. I have another land sale property that I'm buying that I would just let you take over payments if you give me half of what I paid into it. I think I've been paying on it for 4 or 5 years. If you paid me for the 2 years I paid in, I give you 2 years of credit or whatever that, and then just let you take over. I have that, and I have a 5-acre parcel for sale on CB Highway that is on the Facebook Marketplace. If you're interested, I think I have it at $29,000. It is a little more expensive. 5 acres is very hard to find over on this side of the valley. It is right on the highway CV. It's a country road, so it's not like highway like you're thinking, but 2.5, you got a kid, want to start a homestead, got kids, family or something, be a beautiful way to start a nice little homestead, single ranch level. It's got a nice backbone of kind of a sloped on the west side of the property that would literally hide a building behind there, and you wouldn't even see it from the road. You probably wouldn't get no lights in your windows and nothing. It's really unique. Got some real nice flat spots. It's the property I built to build the UFO. But I've since the UFO has been taken down and it's over here at this property. So that's for sale online as well. So just throw that out there. There is other property in this valley too. Very reasonable. Take a look at the area if you're interested. This is 2.5 million acres set apart out of the protected from light pollution. The largest dark sky sanctuary in the whole world right here, Lake County, Oregon. So yeah, take a look if you know somebody's looking at trying to relocate over here, find, property that's not so tax burden. You can build everything yourself out here. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Sounds good. All right, Donald. Thanks for coming in, guys. I'm going to call this one quits, and hopefully you took a few things out of this whole hell plan thing, and you might start thinking, well, I can't build anything, but I know where there's this cave, or I know where this overhang is at, or I know where I can get access to a basement or something. You might start thinking about something like that. It's not a panic. It's like a tornado, brothers, sisters. Tornadoes just don't go all day long every day, right? They come and go. And when they come, you get down in your storm shelter and they blow over and you live to fight another day. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Does that make sense on a tornado, on a shelter? This is what I'm talking about. I don't know necessarily about living in something. I'm trying to build an underground building as well, but this getting away from what is to come is a smart thing to do. He said you must endure to the end. So like I said, maybe you can't build a shelter, but maybe you can find yourself, like I said, a low overhang, or maybe there's a tunnel or a cave system that not too many people know about. That's what I'm saying. You might try to find something like that and just do it methodically, and then have that. You'll see it coming. I don't think this hail is going to start at 129 pounds. I think it'll start to increase larger and larger. I don't think it'll be just like a, you know, um, a 1-day thing where it all falls down on us or something like that. I don't think that's the way it's going to work. So hopefully you took some stuff out of this. Please go see David at Adapt 2030's videos, guys. It's really important to get on board with what I'm saying. It'll make a whole lot more sense of what I'm talking about if you go over there and watch his videos. So I have a video that's called 10-24-24 on my channel video. You might go watch that. Mine's just 1 minute. Okay, very short video, short and to the point, put out my evidence. And then I actually have one that's 3 minutes and 33 seconds. If you want to think what I show you, what's the effects are going to be of this celestial pinch that we get into. I believe it'll bring the water all the way up to the Rockies. So if you're anywhere between the Rockies and the East Coast, you probably will be underwater. Go look at my maps. I show you exactly how far the water's come up before. I've taken this off a program that takes the salinity, not specific gravity, but salinity, that's how much content of salt that's, strata, all the layers in the earth, different layers, different times and whatnot. Done lots, decades of research on this. So go check out my evidence there. I put literally decades of research in this. So if you find any value on that, when you're over there, there's a Cash App. You can drop up. That's a lot of information. You guys, I'm showing you the safe areas. So, people ask, where's the safe area and where's not? I'm showing you where the safe areas are at in this event. If you want to see what you want to know why I live where I live, try 30 years of studying for this cycle. I have been, and I think I'm in one of the safer locations in the U.S. to be. But if you're anywhere east of the Rockies, you're not in a safe location, just so you know. So if you want to look at relocating over here, even temporarily, Tracy, I believe you. I believe, you know what, man? I think at first I started watching you, I thought you were crazy, but can we come out there at least until this event is over? I mean, if you're wrong, can we come stay with you for till then? Yep. See, anybody who probably did something like that, I'd probably, yeah. Well, somebody finally taking me serious, huh? Well, guess what? When the hailstones come, you can get in the shelter too. So blessings, guys. I know I tried. So I'm going to try to get mobile now. I recommend you do the same thing. Okay. My property's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. This property is not going to grow legs. So you need to have the ability to come back and forth. I have a massive amount of food at this property because I thought there was going to be about 5 or 6 or 8, 10 people. And I thought we were going to shut the doors here, potentially, and have to stay here for years without being able to leave the property. So that's enough for me and one other person, probably 10 years, guys, of food. That's crazy. That's way too much food. And it's long-term. It's all it's all done. You know what I'm saying? This billion will auto for you. Thanks. It's a rough day. Cool. So that's where I'm at, brothers, sisters. I want the ability to have multiple locations. That's what Tracy stressed out about a little bit. Yeah, I'm just sitting out here by myself and I got all my ducks in, one pond and just, yeah, it's not fun, man. Not fun. So got to say, hell with that. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Whatever. I'm not going to fight for all that crap. I'll throw what I can in a little pup trailer and see ya. Oh, well, I've had everything stolen. Everything on this property was taken from me 6 years ago anyways. Everything that's here now, there was nothing here but a tent. So I've started from scratch many times. I've had everything taken from me multiple times. So many of us have happened to us. So me many times, several times in my life, several times. And I mean everything, there's time I only had the clothes on my back and I didn't even have shoes. Lost everything in a fire, all gone. Didn't get anything. So I've been stripped back and it's starting to feel very good to think maybe not even have to worry about anything but my dogs. And, I got to figure out how I'm going to, break out the little camp stove, whatever. I've got options. I'll get myself a nice little trailer or something I can tow around. I've actually been thinking about converting that little trailer I have into a little cabin. I really am trying to get excited about, hopefully the Father will help me pull this together. And like I said, all it's going to take is somebody to buy something, guys. I'm not asking for charity or anything like that. Like I said, whatever God wants for me will happen. It's not because I haven't put in the work. I just told you I've probably just offered up about $100,000 worth of property if it would just sell, different kinds, cars, vehicles, tractors, flatbeds. I have assets that I have deeply invested in. So it's just the Lord who's being the restrainer right now on me. So no, he's not letting nobody's come out here in 10 years so far. That's been, yeah. So it's got to be him. It's got to be him. So it's like today, this was like, I wasn't mad when I didn't get the rent or the land payments paid. I was like, well, it's got to be God, because there's no way it wasn't me. I have 50 things online for sale and I have for weeks, and I've priced, like I said, a motorhome, guys, a 1984. I could sell single parts off that truck, guys, because it's a Granville. It still has the original, this is very hard to find. It has the original generator in it. That's a tough one to find. On board, true one on this is a really kind of a unique mod. It's sent out like a Eddie Bauer package, or that's not even very high end. A couple people came out, but that young mid came out, and he didn't last but a couple few days, and I just let him hang out because he wasn't country. He's some city kid or whatever. And no, I've never really had anybody come out here on any permanent basis like that, or anybody to try to do this community thing. Nope. Invited too many people, friends, family through the years, or then on this platform, tons. Literally hoarding myself out on TikTok for almost a year. You could ask Lavette Carter when she comes in here. I did. I'm serious. I cannot believe the effort that I put in. It's ridiculous. But it is possible. Lots of people do it just because people aren't doing it here, guys, and I haven't done it. I was successful 5 years off the grid, homesteading, raising a full farm out here, and I did it by myself. So it's not like I didn't succeed. I didn't fail. I just failed to have anybody come out here with me. So it is what it is. I only have one thing to do on this property now. It's finish the storm shelter. There's 15 other projects here that still need worked on, but whatever. My major concern right now is getting mobile, and I think you should do the same thing too. So let's do a big grift on you before I go. Anybody who can donate a 90s 4Runner? I'm in the market. I'll trade, donate, sure, whatever. I don't want anything for free. Okay. There we go. Anybody want to help me out? I'm $250 short on my land payments. Not ever in 10 years have I ever, and I don't know why. It's because God didn't sell anything. So it's not like didn't put in the effort. I put in a lot of effort. So I dropped my price down to $1,400 for a truck where the motor, I could probably get $1,500 just for the motor. You can get about $500 for the AC compressor off of that. This one has an AC, an onboard AC, and the back and on the motor. The people will buy those for their little pickup trucks that don't have AC and those little 4-wheel drives, for the whole unit, the compressor and the thing, $400 or $500. Couldn't believe it didn't sell today. I thought, okay, we're going to test God, not test God today. You know what I'm saying? Not test God today. I'm going to lower this thing so cheap that if God doesn't want me to sell it or wants me to make my land payments, it will be on that truck. I lowered a lot of other things too. I put, I got like one hit on it today. And it was the same thing. Somebody asking a stupid question about the title or something. One of these, well, what's going on with the title? It says it's lost. Why would you ask me what's going on with the title? It says it's lost, and so I just delete, so yesterday I had it up for 1,900, 200, 2,400, 2,345, and I got 5 hits on it, but nobody just could come through. So it's like, I'll drop it almost $1,000. It'll be gone today. I won't even have to worry about it. Sucks I lose it because I really want that motor for another pickup or something sometime or whatever. I bought it for the motor and the rear end. That's even less than I paid for it, a lot less than I paid for it. So I'm losing my ass on it big time. But the Father said, no, not for you today, Tracy. You're not going to sell anything, and you're going to have to learn what it's like to not be able to make your land payment, because I've always made sure you got it, even some by the skin of your tooth. I'm going to see if you're going to freak out and stress out about it. And I'm not. I don't care. And I was like, what, like I said, it was the final thing that showed to me, guys, that I don't even care. I can't even own this land anyways. That's why I've donated it to the church. So why? I want to fight over land. I want to be mad over land. I don't care. So what? So what? Oh, well. So it costs me more money. It is what it is. I'll figure it out, and I'll get past it. And as long as I can have the ability to leave this property here within the next couple months, month or two, I'm going to be just fine. It's not the end of the world. And the land won't get taken away. I just don't want to pay another $100 that I don't have to begin with. I'm just that way. I'm a penny pincher because I don't have any extra ever have any money. So I have to make sure I have extra time and I use my time. This time I worked all and did the full time and didn't work for me. Normally I could get all my bills paid, honestly, brothers, sisters, within about a week's time of selling, because I've worked for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, I work 2 weeks to get everything I have need up and sold, prepared, and everything. And then the next week I sell. Within the first week, I can normally sell for my labor for the first 2 weeks if I have, and take a week off of the month. I can work and have all to do whatever I want, study, work, do whatever. Sometimes I can actually turn that into 2 weeks time where I can study. So I don't sit around, and because I work during all those times, meaning I don't have to work to make money. I work on other projects out here, things that are not for money makers, the land, that, building a little Hollywood movie set, all these other projects, the UFO, all these other, I get a million. I told you lots of things that I do out here, that the storm shelter, all these that don't make me any money. So that I still have to divide my time up between, and then live stream. I have to work for God too. I have to spend like 6-7 hours a day working for God, because this is what he said you need is more important than anything right now. I don't care. All that could blow away. All that, if you didn't go send the word out, and woe to you if you don't go. So he forces me to come on here too. Sometimes I want to come on here, but sometimes he forces me. Sometimes the devil gets right to me right before I come on here, and I don't come on here. You guys never get to see that. Sometimes I'm so ready to come on here and the devil overtakes me, man. I don't know why. It doesn't happen that often, but every once in a while he does. So, okay. Appreciate it, guys. Trucks. I like the 80s. Second gen trucks are my favorite. Definitely the square body style. I've had several of them out here. Just should never sold. I sold all the trucks to buy the land. Should have just kept the trucks. I wouldn't even have to worry about it right now. Oh, life is so crazy. So, okay, guys, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. I'll be back on sometime tomorrow, guys. What time is it? Oh gosh, it's late. All right, I better go. Much love. Always Agape. Thank you guys for all your time tonight. Time is not something you can get back. So you can print all the money in the world, but you can't print time. So thank you so much for all of it that you gave me tonight, guys. Please hit that thumbs up button. Hit that bell notification if you want to know if I'm going live again. Can't always guarantee this. Channel's definitely shadow banned. We are moving up a little bit here, which is good, which means more eyes are getting to see it. I don't really care about the numbers, but it is more about people getting to see the message, and make sure that you do come back and see to make sure you are subscribed, because we do have continually people coming back telling us that, yes, I am a regular subscriber, and they have unsubscribed me to your channel more than once. So hopefully you're not one of those. That's why I kind of stay on, make sure you're always, make sure you come back and kind of preventive maintenance, if you will. So, all right. Hopefully we learned something tonight. 129-pound hail, guys. Hopefully maybe you'll do something about it. And you're like, man, I'm glad that I listened to that guy and did something about it. Found a little cave or something, overhang, and hopefully it was worth your time. All right. It was definitely worth mine. Thanks for spending it with me. Always Agape. I am Apocalypse. Thanks for letting me bring you the truth. I am Revelation. Whoa.